Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Doodle Stream, where every Friday across Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, I attempt to doodle out your ideas and suggestions from the chat. I pick the theme and you pitch the ideas. Before we dive into the doodles for today, I'd like to remind everyone where you can find me outside of our time here together. You can find my website at kevinahinkle.com. That is freshly updated, and it does have a store now. So if you'd like to purchase any of the items I have, you can visit the shop there. You can also find me on social media at MrHinkleDraws. Pretty much every platform you can think, I am there. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscription button if you're watching on YouTube, or hit the follow if you're watching on Twitch or Facebook, and hit all the likes, all the hearts, all the thumbs up, any of the things you can find to validate my entire career as an artist. If it's within your means, please consider supporting my work over on Patreon. Patreon helps content creators by providing a platform for their fans to pledge continuous financial support. Tiers are as low as $1 a month. Let's be honest, we spend way more than that on coffee or all kinds of things, and max out at 100, all with various rewards, exclusive content, polls, tutorials, and real gifts in the mail. I post all the time on Patreon. There's tons and tons of content I try to share. We're getting up to 4 to 5 to 6 posts a month now. So there's tons of content on there, and I try to involve my patrons any opportunity I can. One of the perks for supporting my work on Patreon is you do get a shout out during all videos and all live streams. So all the names you see right now on your screen have already pledged their support. Thank you guys again very, very much for what you do and helping me provide for my family with my artwork. So head over to patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws for more information on how you can also join my Patreon community. And also, I just want to mention that the Doodle Stream stickers, I still have the old style branding stickers available for $1 over in my Etsy store. So if you want to grab one of those while they are still super, super cheap, $1 is extremely cheap. That is like just right there hugging my cost to make them. So I almost make nothing, but I would like to push through those as swiftly as possible. So that's on the Etsy store. I have those marked down for $1 on etsy.com/shop/MrHinkleDraws. So joining me today to help talk about vehicles and such, vehicles and things like this train, we got the one and only Mr. Brian Saviano today. What's up, Brian?
Well, I thought we were talking about our financial burdens to the government, not vehicles. What is this, Kevin?
I mean, could it be both?
Well, you could argue that the U.S. government drives the economy as a vehicle for the rest of the world economy. So let's draw the IRS.
Let's draw the IRS. It's just this.
None of this DeLorean, no Ghostbusters, Cars, Knight Rider, no. We're drawing the IRS, kids.
Here I did do Knight Rider, the kit from Knight Rider last time. I remember that.
You did all the things from the 80s that people in your chat love.
I did all the things.
I'm here to recommend Lightning McQueen from Cars. So we're going to update this.
That's actually not a bad suggestion. All right, so hello to everybody who's already watching in the chat. Hello to Family Bricks Matt trying to kill me one horse at a time. We got Jeff's in the chat. Lindsay's in the chat. Hello to you both. Joseph Zawada is here. Julian Bricksmith is here. What's up, Julian? How you doing? Bubba Laveau. Ghost freaking talking. There's Nick. What's up, Nick? Bama Bricks is here. Hello. And Pink Wheels 3. Deanna, hello. And we, as always, we're streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So if something seems amiss, I'm talking to somebody in one of those places. Chaser the Guy, hello. Yeah, hello, everybody. We're doing vehicles today. I didn't want to do another character-heavy one, and I don't mind drawing characters. That is definitely kind of my expertise. But when I do like 3-ish episodes of the stream back to back to back where it's very character-heavy, I start to feel it myself. And we did Star Wars. We did Nintendo. And we did something else. There was like 3 back to back to back, and I'm like, okay, we need to not do characters for a spell. For a spell, we need to not do characters. So this was my warm up. I just did a steam train when I was hanging out, waiting for things to start. So I'll get that out of here, and we'll start drawing the things you guys suggest. How about that? That seems like a great idea. I'll put you down there. You go down there, train. All right. Boop. So thanks for helping me out today, Brian. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. I was just sleeping, so it's fine.
I was just sleeping. Okay, what do we got in here? 1965 Shelby Cobra. Michelle Mooton's 1982 Group B Audi Quattro Rally Car. I knew Pink Wheels was going to come in with a specific suggestion. Let's see here.
Do you want to do like a old timey vehicle? Do you want to start modern? Like, I feel like
I want to dance around.
You want to dance around? All right.
Yeah.
You don't want to commit to one thing quite yet. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think so. Citroen H van. Joker Mobile's great. That's a great idea. Gravedigger. What's the Gravedigger? The Dracula car from Munsters. I love it. But I think I do want to start with Lightning McQueen because that was a great suggestion.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That was a great suggestion, and that's I'm gonna throw that real quick in the chat. That was from Brian. I do try to get one thing on the stream from whoever's helping me. That's
you do, because I've seen Jeff's name 13,000 times on this list. So if you do Lightning McQueen, that'll more than balance out for all the 80s things Jeff recommends.
What's up, Brickfella? Well, you know what's funny is that when I create the Gravedigger, it's a monster truck. Oh, gotcha. When I do the time lapse, I go back and I know, how it is. I don't have the time to go back and watch a 3-hour stream after I just did a 3-hour stream. So I just kind of zip through the thing, and I'm looking specifically for the comment down there in the bottom left. And I'm like, okay, who did this? So I can throw it up on the thing. And Jeff helps me out a lot. He's available a lot of times. And so sometimes it doesn't have the name of who did it. It has his name. So like a lot of times it's like the default. I'm like, well, because there was one that I was like, well, there's a lot of Jeffs on this. And I remember telling him that. I'm like, Jeff, this looks like you requested everything this episode. And it's like, just because neither of us had put the person's name on it. So it was fun. Okay, let's see.
For anyone else in the live stream watching, I am noting of suggestions. I'm not just sitting here playing Minecraft. All right, I'm doing stuff.
It's true. It's in. Okay. I can see it. I verify it with my eyes.
And I'm putting suggestions, even if I'm not a crazy fan of them, I'm still making note of them. Okay, so it doesn't need to all be Pokemon and Mario and whatever else. But I do have another good one that I'm going to put in. So.
That's funny. Nick's like, Brian isn't wrong. It's the Jeff Doodle stream. You know what? Everybody else, you guys are all welcome to hop in here anytime you want and help me out. I'm just saying. And I've said this many times. I'm super grateful to have Jeff help me out when a lot of times, because not a lot of people are available. But anybody, if you guys are around and you want to help, invitations there. You're welcome to pop in with me. Chat.
Instead, you're stuck with me today.
Yes, but that's okay, because I didn't get a out of the bag podcast this week.
Yes,
so I'm going to use this opportunity to, I don't know, talk about
hard hitting questions.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so here's. Oh, you know what? I need to talk about something.
Oh, here we go. Are you going to promote more stuff again? You did that for like 15 minutes in the beginning.
No. I need to give everybody an update. I know you got an update. Jeff got an update. Some closer inner circle people got an update, but my general chat audience did not get an update. Remember a week ago when I was like, hey, everybody, Retro Studios contacted me to have a job with them. So that happened. Ladies and gentlemen. What, duet? What does that mean? Deanna says duet. So I followed up. I followed up on that mysterious cold call email that I got from someone claiming to be HR from Retro Studios. And they said, we'd like to offer you a job as a concept artist, and we'd like to interview you for it. And And I did. I responded to it and I said, yep, I'm interested in hearing more. And I got a response immediately saying, do you have time to do an interview today? Like that was the immediate response. And this was on a Saturday. So I sent it off Friday. I got that response on Saturday. And I said, okay, sure, let's interview. And so I was told to download an app. It wasn't a sketchy app. It was a fine app. It was okay. And we had an interview. I had a 45-minute text interview, and there was nothing about that interview that seemed weird. It was like, please explain to us why you think we should hire you. Now explain to us how do you go about character design? Okay. Now explain to us, how do you do perspective in your drawings? Now explain to us, what is your process for converting RGB to CMYK colors? And what do you do when print? Like, I mean, it was very technical. It was an interview. So I did all that, and then it was done, and they're like, well, you're great. We like to hire you. You got the job. I was like, oh. And I mean, it's all kind of like crazy fast and sudden and kind of awesome, but I mean, what do I know? And so I was like, all right. And like, we need we're going to start your direct deposits right now. So we need your bank information.
That's when you know.
And I was like, interesting. And
you know, Kevin, you know what the kids call that?
What do they call that?
Call that a little sus.
Was that a little sus? Yeah.
It was sussy.
It was a little sus. And up to that point, I hadn't given anything aside from my name. They're like, what's your name? I was like, here's my name. You can get my name anywhere. So that was the point in which I decided, let me go look. And I will admit, like in general, it was kind of weird to not interview like over the phone, but how many things all of us have drastically changed in the last year because of the pandemic.
Of course.
So, I mean, everything has changed from like how I have a teacher conference with my son's school to like everything. So I was like, you know what, this is weird, but what do I know? And so yeah, I decided to do a little bit of research, and I went to Retro Studios, their LinkedIn page, actually, because there's almost no information on their website. It's kind of pointless. And they had a thing right there on the main page saying, we are aware of scamming attempts of people claiming to be from Retro Studios stealing people's information. And I was like, oh. So I replied to this person now that wanted my bank information. And I said, can we talk on the phone instead? And they said, oh, yeah, of course. And then immediately deleted the entire conversation we had. It's like, well. So it was all a scam, ladies and gentlemen. They tried to steal my money and or information and or identity, and I did not really get any type of job offer or anything like that. So there you go.
But you know what? Like I said to you privately, that does not take away from your artwork and your abilities and your chances of getting a job at a studio like that. You are more than qualified and absolutely should still apply to the real job listing because you would be great at it. And I believe in you, Kevin.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So that was the I love all these comments. Wait, how did you not think it was sus to get interviewed via text? Yeah, no, I thought it was unusual, but it's not like Nick, you don't know. You weren't in that interview with me. It was like a legit interview.
And, also the fact that it all happens very quickly, which is another key indicator of like, okay, we're going to give you this and do this immediately.
Yeah.
And it's Retro Studios where most of, if not all the people applying will know the prestige that kind of comes with that and what that means if you're into the source material. So like, oh, of course, why wouldn't I? And you get caught up in it. And
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing is you're caught up in it. It's exciting. It's like, wow, they like my stuff and this could be an amazing opportunity. And they prey upon that. That's what they do. So it's really unfortunate. But like I said, I didn't give up any, information aside from my name and my actual real interview answers to those questions. I was like, well, this is what I would do. But like I said, if this was not really in a, I guess, pandemic world, I maybe I'd be a little bit more suspicious, but just like I said, everything has changed. Everything from how we do everything with my son's school, Scouts has changed, church has changed. Like everything is different. So it's like how do you go to the doctor? Look, you text your doctor now,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not like Kevin's an idiot. Like, things have drastically changed over the last year. So I'm like,
that's going to be the next wave of scams, where before it was like old people who didn't, and it still is an issue, obviously, but old people that don't know any better and preying upon that, where people are getting more technologically savvy, and until the weirdness of the pandemic hopefully goes away sooner rather than later, you're going to get all these people that are like, well, I guess this is normal now, so I'll roll with it.
Brickfellow, did you get rid of the app? Yeah, I deleted it, but like I said, the app itself wasn't like anything fishy.
What was the app?
It's called Telegram, and it's what's funny is what's really funny. What's up, Chris? Fazoom's here. When I downloaded the thing and like connected, or I made my account or whatever, I immediately had 3 like connection requests from AFLs. So really? I was like, and people I know. And I'm like, all right. And I accepted one of them. I was like, I guess I know you. And I accepted it. And it was immediately like, hey, are you going to Brick Fair this year? I'm like, so it's a legit app. It's not like, they're just using it for their terrible, nefarious deeds.
Right. Of course.
Okay. Let me pick another one. Let's see. You know what? I want to do this Joker mobile. That seems ridiculous.
Wait, did you draw Lightning McQueen?
I did. I already did it. You didn't see it?
I don't see it on the screen.
He's down here.
Oh, there it is.
Kachika.
I looked away for a second. I have the stream paused. I'm looking at the YouTube stream that I have paused. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. Thank you. All right. Joker Mobile. That was, Lindsay. There we go. Put that on the screen. So that's the update, everybody. Just wanted you to know because, and I didn't want to get all into it. So I just put on Twitter. I'm like, well, that was too good to be true. So it was. And it was a roller coaster of a day because I was really excited and it was like, it was a perfect thing, but I'm like, whatever, it's fine. Nothing lost.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's really, really sad that they're trying to, really, like I said, it's just a nasty scam. It's like getting people really excited and just like, and then you steal their money or their identity. It's like, wow.
Right. Well, the identity, luckily with all the processes that are out there for like, if your identity is stolen or whatever, like even that isn't as big of a deal because it's all reversible. Like it's not your fault. It's just a massive pain in the butt, if anything, which is worse than actually being out of a ton of money,
Yeah. Yeah.
So at least there's that.
Yeah. So I wanted to let you guys know how that went.
Yeah.
On a better note, on a let's go more positive, right? That's what we do. My wife got promoted at work.
Nice.
So she is now a regional director of Jersey Mike's, basically a district manager is what she is. So she's in charge of 3 locations of their business now. This is still by every account. This is not like her dream job. She is still actively trying to get into law enforcement. She continues to apply. She continues to get nothing from everybody. She's been applying all over New England too, like New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and it's just like silence from everyone.
Really?
But she got promoted. She's a regional director. She got a pay raise. She got a title raise. And also next Thursday, she graduates from college and gets her degree in criminal justice.
That's awesome.
So we'll be going to the Dunkin' Donuts Park in downtown Hartford for the festivities. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Very happy to hear that.
Ooh, Spirited Away Train's great. I'm sorry. That's all right, Joseph. Thank you. Appreciate it. Boba Lavo, he's looking at Minecraft. So, has she tried other places outside of New England? I think she applied for one place in Texas, I think. But not like super aggressively. But in general, yes. She's still really angry about the Connecticut State Troopers, and I do not blame her on that one. Because that was just stupid. And if you guys don't remember, or you didn't hear that story, so she's wanted to be a police officer since she was a little girl. That's been her dream. She wants to be a police officer. And she went to a recruitment fair for women in the state trooper in Connecticut. It was specifically to get more women in the force. And she went and she's like, I'm studying criminal justice. I'm a minority. I'm a woman. I'm fluent in Spanish. Like, come on.
Right.
And they were like, oh, yeah. And so she had like 3 interviews. She had a physical test she had to do, and she passed. She actually did better than most of the males that were testing with her. And then she did a polygraph test, and then they said, no, thank you. And she didn't get the job. She got the rejection letter, and she's still been very, very upset about that. And of course, they don't tell you why. I guess it's a federal thing, so you can file a Freedom of Information Act to get a little bit more information on why you were rejected.
Right.
And I think she did that, but the response was like, thank you. We will get back to you in 6 to 8 months or something. It was something like crazy ridiculous. But in the meantime, she's still doing that. I'm going to spend so long on this Joker probe, and then the car is not even going to. What's up, Reed? Reed is here. It must have been a heck of a polygraph. Yeah, and we talked about it, and like she was honest about everything, and they want to know like everything. She like they asked about her family life, her every job she's ever had, her siblings, me, her spouse, her kids. They wanted to know everything about everything, and she was honest about everything. But she's like, I have no idea what would have triggered any kind of end to the process, but it did end.
I certainly hope she finds something in the near future. I mean, obviously there's always a need for law enforcement, and
yeah,
you know, in New England.
The one sad thing that she's very concerned about is depending on like what branch or whatever you want to go into, there is an age cutoff in a lot of them because of the physical demands of the job.
Right.
And for a lot of them, it's 38.
Mm-hmm.
That's not far from now. So
gotcha.
We'll see. Got to hold out hope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and even if it's not being a police officer, that criminal justice degree will get her, you know, many more places than just that. That's still fantastic that she did it overall. Yeah,
for sure. They are very vague when they deny you. Yeah, they are. I mean, every place is, right? Even when you're working at a place, like this used to come up a lot in the Lego ranks, and I mean, it's not unique to any business, but it's just like people that want to either get hired or want to get promoted in their jobs. The lack of follow up to help you if you don't get it to like better yourself next time is non-existent. Doesn't exist. It's like, sorry, you weren't cut out for this new role, or we didn't hire you, and we will never tell you why. And that's the end of that. It's like, okay.
You know what I hope happens is in one foul swoop, you and your wife are going to get like grand spanking new opportunities in one go. And it's like, whoa, okay. We both got like shunned by either scamming fishers or just the man, whoever. And now is when we get our just desserts.
The universe, it like balances it out.
Yes, hopefully. Exactly. That's how those things go, you know?
This is true.
So I'm a firm believer of that. So I'm holding out hope. Don't you worry.
Thank you. I'll take all the extra help and hope and good thoughts and vibes I can get.
And ever loving support always.
Yeah, speaking of support, I'm really excited about next week. But you guys find all about that soon enough.
What's happening next week?
Next Friday, man.
Huh?
I don't know anything.
You mean I'm the thing that I'm teasing, or the thing you're teasing?
It's the same thing, I think.
Oh,
I think it's the same thing.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh,
did you really?
Teasing. Yeah.
No, that's next Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, end of the month, man.
I got to talk about that tonight. All right, cool.
Julian's like, Kevin, I didn't come here to talk about Lego. Good. What about the FBI? That's a interesting. Yeah, I don't know if we've talked about the FBI. She tried corrections too. She's tried to get into corrections. She's applied to a couple different places in Connecticut for corrections. And I mean, she's gone to all these places and she's interviewed everywhere. And she's done, I've lost track of how many physicals she's had to do because she keeps doing them because every place wants you to do a physical. And they're like, all right, how fast can you run this mile? How many pull-ups and sit-ups? And she keeps doing them. But just no luck. Not so far. bring out this wheel a little bit more.
So is this like a Joker Oldsmobile?
Oh, this is like old school. This is like old comic. Bobo Laveau, a couple of friends who did criminal justice and became 911 dispatcher operators and have enjoyed that a lot. That's like, that's a good point. That's like, man, I could never do anything like that. It's just it's too much.
I don't know if enjoyable would be the right word for 911 dispatcher, but I've heard that it's a interesting job for sure.
Someone's got to do it. It's got to happen.
Yeah. Did you probably knew this, Kevin? LJ Johnson of all people is a 911 dispatcher.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's very weird, but I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I did know that. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but it also tells you the kind of like he's a very cool and collected person. So it's
right.
Like, yeah, there's no better evidence of that than what he does.
Yep, exactly. With some wild stories for sure. But regardless of all of that, all the adversities we've encountered these past months?
24 months at this point.
Yeah, basically all of life. It's crazy how that goes. What have you been watching in terms of movies, shows? What are you looking forward to now that things are starting to release? Get your eyes on anything?
Yeah, that's some good questions. So I finally watched Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, what'd you think?
That. It wasn't terrible. Some people have said it's like, oh, this was god awful. I'm like, it wasn't god awful, but it wasn't like it didn't hit like the first one did.
No,
which I was a little disappointed at. You know what though? I'm telling you right now, the not that this is necessarily a spoiler, but when they're talking to her, like when Diana's like beaten on the ground.
Yeah,
you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
And they ask her like, what are you giving up for that? Her face like was devastating. I can't just her face punched me in the gut. I'm like, oh, I felt awful. Like I almost immediately wanted to cry because she just looked destroyed. And I'm like, I can't see Wonder Woman like this. This is awful.
Yeah.
But it just like there was some goofiness with it. But I'm like, I mean, I like some of the goofiness. I'm like, oh, look, hey, invisible jet. But like some of the other goofiness I didn't like. So, but it wasn't terrible like people said.
So with that Joker mobile is massive.
It's gigantic.
Jeez.
We gotta shrink that bad boy.
Here I'll try to queue up another suggestion for you before moving into my thoughts, I guess. I really want to see a vehicle that actually exists that's like a fun one. I'm requesting that you draw the Gravedigger monster truck as suggested by Bama Bricks.
What's up, Brett's Build? Yeah, that's a good one. We can do a monster truck for sure. This
comment was a little while ago, but
yeah. Oh, and what's up, Hawkeye? Let's see. You probably remember me. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Ray? I'm sorry, I missed that too. How you doing, Ray? I think I didn't say hello to you. Oh, and you know what else I should say? The email I got from with the whole debacle with the Retro Studios, the email came from jobs@retrostudiosinc.com. Like it's not like retrodrops@gmail. Like it's like you don't say like nothing about that is like, oh, this screams suspicious.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, Brett's not Brett, Bama Bricks.
Yep. The
monster truck. That was at 10:13. Should still be in there.
Also, Ray,
there we go.
The Wienermobile was drawn during Vehicles 1. I want to try to avoid repeats of vehicles as much as possible. So if you would like to see the Wienermobile drawn, either look back into Kevin's history to see it already drawn, or you're more than qualified to draw it yourself, and you might just get as much enjoyment out of that.
The Wienermobile was actually so good that it was one of the like larger scaled drawings on the print for the whole year. So that was like I was really happy with that. I was like, I like this. This is a good drawing. But yeah, we're gonna try to do some different ones. Try to mix it up. But it was a year ago. It was almost an entire year ago when we did vehicles last time. Let's see. Oh, so yeah, so Wonder Woman, that was that. I saw that. That I continue to chew my way through my list of things I need to watch. I've been watching the Bad Batch, which I'm still like, to me, I still don't really see a main reason why this show needed to exist.
Right. Okay. So let's dial this back here because we got to fill for some time here. All right. We got a long time to be here.
Okay.
Let me give you my thoughts on Wonder Woman. And I'll see if you agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman, a lot of the things that actually happen, and I'll light spoilers, I guess, tune away, whatever, but not really. A lot of the things that happen between Wonder Woman, the villains, some of the allies is definitely nonsensical and crazy. But everything that happens with the main actual villain and the implications of his actions and what that represents and that plot point, I think is so good and so accurate for like today's world. And I thought it was very powerful what the message of that was trying to be. And that whole arc I loved. So when I think about Wonder Woman 84, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of like, okay, why does this need to happen? Why does this exist? But like those moments in that movie were like super, super interesting and fulfilling. Not so much so like, here's a magic rock and we're going to talk about this. It's like, well, that's a little weird, but I mean, it's DC, it's Wonder Woman. None of these characters are real, but okay, I'll vibe with it. But there was some good stuff to it.
Yeah. You know what? That's very true. The whole father-son stuff was pretty powerful.
Oh man, I was like at the end, I'm like, I'm in shambles. and his ending speech at the end when he's in like the center of the reactor, whatever thing, like that whole sequence, I'm like, man, this is like hitting on a level that like no other superhero movie has done.
Yeah, you know what else? To kind of mimic that feeling I told you I got when she just looked destroyed. Was the moment when his son said, "I wish for your greatness, Dad," and I was like, "No!" It was so like he, because he was like, so his dad was like, so like he was desperately trying to like let go of him as fast as he could, and he's like, "No, don't!" And then it's like it was too late,
right?
And I was like, man. that was also so yeah, to your point, that was some good stuff in that.
You don't see the father-son dynamic in superhero movies too often or ever. I don't really think ever. Like Iron Man touched on it a bit, but like not to that extent. And Pedro Pascal, right? I mean, anything he's in at this rate, I'm all in for. So
yeah,
that's why I'm I got faith in the Last of Us TV series. I don't care about the Last of Us at all. But the cast already, I'm like, all right, I'm in. So,
yeah. So that was, I think it's worth watching. So if you like DC, you like Wonder Woman, and you like a good story about father son stuff and just relationships and like sacrificing and it's worth watching.
I wouldn't think it's not the best movie of all time, but it's definitely not like this is awful. It's definitely not awful.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that were like, this was the worst. I'm like, nah.
Those are the neckbeards you don't listen to.
It's like, all right, it's not that bad. Come on now.
Now, in terms of the Bad Batch, have you seen the Clone Wars at all?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay,
the whole series.
I watched the Clone Wars movie when it first came out.
Yep. Yeah.
And I saw it, and I'm like, oh, this is animated. This is dumb. I'm not watching it. And that was when I was a kid, so I already had these hot take opinions even back in the day.
Wow.
And then I watched one episode that people were like, oh, you gotta watch it. And it was something involving, no, I think I'm getting something confused. So no, not even that. So I've only watched really the movie. So like when I turned on the Bad Batch, I'm like, okay, why do all these characters have the texture of like wood? What is the deal?
Yeah, it's kind of cool sometimes, and then it's very distracting other times.
Yeah, like everything seems to have the same texture, and I know it's an artistic choice, but I don't get like the sense of like not realism, but like I don't know. My brain is having a hard time with it.
Star Wars talk. Time for a smoke break. Does a horse count as a vehicle? How dare you, Milan? Brian, when you said The Last of Us, I heard Among Us film and was horrified. No,
I mean, I think a murder mystery on like an airship would be actually a pretty cool idea, but
so yeah, to your point, I dig the art style. I think it's cool. I especially when they refined it from the first film, it was rough. But they got it better for the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're like super up close and personal with people's faces, it's very distracting.
Yeah.
But like further back, I dig it, but it does have its moments where it's distracting. Yeah, I mean, there's little tiny things right about it that I'm like, oh, that's how that happened. Okay, cool. But like nothing has happened in the show, and I watched this morning's already that I'm like, oh, this series needed to happen. Like it's just okay.
So I'll say that I'm used to, as someone who's still active in the Lego realm, and all the kids on Instagram talk about this and blah 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 blah, and Star Wars. Oh, Star Wars is great. All that. Like everyone's like, man, the Bad Batch. This is a master class in Star Wars. This is great, and I'm like, this is a kids show. They have the humor of like a kids show, which is totally fine, and I understand. But this is not like a master class of animation or storytelling or art design or anything. It's just a kids show. It's a continuation of the Clone Wars, which I understand, and that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. But I don't see anything overall impressive that I'm like, as someone who's new, I'm enthralled with this story and need to see it keep going. There's nothing for me that's drawing me.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't. Well, the last couple episodes actually have been like, okay, I mean, that happened. And there was like one or two little tiny tidbits that I'm like, oh, interesting factoid. Got it. But like, that's, it's just like, all right. I'll keep, I mean, I'm in. I'm not going to like stop. Like, I want to watch it. But I'm excited for Loki because the last two Marvel ones have just hit it out of the park. So I'm like, I'm ready for this one. Ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna watch Bad Batch in lieu of like a thing to watch, right? But like I'm just not captivated by it at all. So I'm just gonna probably wait till Loki, call it there.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do Into the Republic and the Beginning of the Empire. Yeah. I mean, that's the part of the stuff that I'm saying is kind of cool. It's like, okay, that's when the naming change, like it's just like little stuff like, all right, interesting. A horse-drawn carriage. Dang it. Guy's trying to kill me. What's up, Howie? 60s classic Batmobile. Yeah, we definitely did that last time. So we're probably not going to do that this time.
We got to get some originality in here, ladies and gentlemen. Think outside the box, many boxes.
I do definitely recall drawing the 66 Batmobile in the last vehicle episode. All right, let's do... who suggested this? Shelby Cobra, 1965 Shelby Cobra.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, who said that? I can do this all day. Pink wheels. That's fine. I don't know who said that. I might have to just put it in there.
That was Deanna, apparently, according to Joe.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I will write that in here. 1965 Shelby Cobra.
Do-do-do.
7242. Oh, perfect. Thank you for putting that on there. Thank both of you. Yeah, awesome. Appreciate the assistance. Let's see. Gator Rick says Steve Urkel's car. Steve Urkel had a car? I don't remember that. All right, let's see. Hopefully I can make this look good. Shelby Cobra. And so this is episode 68. So again, I just want to throw that out there into the ether. It will not hurt my feelings. It will not bother me if you do not participate in any way, shape, or form. But if you are a patron, starting at episode 70, I'm taking patron-specific suggestions for themes for this show, and I'm going to be doing all of them. I am currently sitting at 83 patrons, and I think maybe 10 people have given me suggestions, and that's fine. I'm not complaining. But if you would like to participate, make sure you get the suggestions over there. You'll still have time once we start episode 70, because I'll be, working my way through. But I don't want you to miss out if you would like to.
Hope episode 69's theme is nice.
Right. I've been thinking about what to do for 69 because I'm like, oh no. What's up, John Y? I was like, what do I do for this?
So now that we are moving back into a fuller swing of things in general, you and I have talked about, conventions that are kind of popping up here and there a little bit more. Yeah. It's kind of looking semi-stacked for the latter half of the year, which I still haven't quite registered in my brain, because I went from I'm going to no shows whatsoever to wait, there's all of these happening at once. What's happening?
Yeah, no shows to all the shows.
Right. So, where are you at, and like where can like people expect you to be or to do?
Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly. Things are opening up. As I mentioned, I think last week, Connecticut has followed suit with like CDC. The state officially declared itself, quote unquote, open for business on 2 days ago on the 19th. So there's no mask mandate in the state. Of course, all of this is granted that you're vaccinated. And I've gone to the gym now 2 days, I think, without wearing a mask. And I'm like, oh, this is okay. Right now, here's what it feels like.
Right.
Because I walked in that first day and they had a gigantic sign that was like masks, just saying you don't have to wear your mask if you're vaccinated. And I was like, oh. And I looked around and most people in the gym didn't have masks on. They could have all be lying, but the numbers still show that Connecticut is looking pretty good with numbers. So yeah, things are opening up. My son's got scout camp. That's on the books again. So that was obviously canceled last year, but he's got scout camp. He's going to be doing that. And, this is the younger son. My older one is no longer in scouts. He's an adult. He's a man. So he's not in that unless you're like a staff. So I'll be there with him because the young, you need to have chaperones and stuff. So I'll be going to scout camp. That's like a week. It's a week long. And then for shows, I'm trying to book as many as I can for selling my artwork at, which was my plan to do in 2020, and that fell apart. And so right now, the Paracon show in October is for sure, and that's on the books, and I'm registered, and I have a table. And then Terrificon, which happens at Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. That's for sure happening. That's like August, I think. And then I'm still waiting to get response for Fan Expo Boston, but they have received and confirmed that they have my application. I was going to register for the Hartford Comic Con, and they are already sold out of artist tables. And they were not sold out when I checked before. So that says something. But so that's it. I would like to do 4 shows. I feel like, 4 shows is ample testing for how things perform. And I also don't want to completely block out my entire schedule and not be able to work on anything. Because, doing stuff like that does kind of knock out your schedule. So, but that's the plans. I've had a lot of people ask about Lego shows. I'm not doing any Lego shows, not interested at all in that. But I would like to use various friends and courier services to get goods for selling at these shows.
That by friends, he means me, because I'm local.
That does help. Makes a big difference, because I still have lots of stuff I need to sell.
And there's incentive with that for me, to go to shows. So if anybody is having a hankering to see me in the flesh, well then, oh boy,
your wish
There we
has
go.
been granted.
Yep.
69, it should just be palindromes. The After Dark theme. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I don't know what would produce in that, but I like that naming convention.
No, of course.
Let's see. So that's kind of where we're going. I mean, I am excited because I was really, I did Comic-Con for Kids, right? Comic-Con for Kids was my first show ever. I got a crazy excellent deal on a table. I paid $95 for the table for 2 days, which is great. For perspective, I have paid now $300 was what I paid for Fan Expo Boston if they decide to cash my check. And it's like $395, $400. Like that's the range. So I did that show. It was a bomb for me, but I learned a heck of a lot of stuff at it. And I was really excited to like dive head first into shows in 2020. And then none of them happened. So this is kind of like I've been waiting for this moment to like get back and try it all again. So I've got like quadruple the product that I had the first time. So that's exciting.
Look at Joseph Zawada trying to get an easy payday, offering to volunteer at the yard sale table. Okay.
What does he want to do? I'll help you man the Hinkle garage sale. Yeah, that's nice of you.
I don't know. Well,
Brian, you have seen twice now what happens at the Hinkle tables. So
you know what happens at the Kevin Hinkle tables at Lego shows, Kevin?
What happens?
From all the AFOLs. It's that sound just
on
your table. What do I mean, Joseph? Easy payday. You want a piece of that cut for man in the table. I understand how it is. I understand.
A piece of that cut.
You want a taste of the frothing AFOLs that are going to swamp the table and overwhelm us. It's going to be great.
Brickfella, that may or may not be 100% accurate. I'll let you think about that. I'll let you think on that. It may or may not be 100% accurate.
By that, he means absolutely yes.
All right. So there's our, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. Okay. We should do, okay. We've done 3 cars. We should do a not car thing.
Car thing.
Yeah. Cause vehicles is a lot of things. Vehicles is something that moves you around. Like we did a cool, Steve actually suggested a hot air balloon last year, which was nice.
We got
something?
I'll make a suggestion that's a little unconventional, but I'll type it in the public chat though. What about like the Wright brothers plane, like the first ever airplane?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Just as like hey, it's the oldest thing on this list here, the Wright brothers flyer.
It's kind of cartoony, but it's amazing. Yep, that's kind of my only. I mean, I could push it farther, but yeah, cartoony is kind of where that's my comfortable place. It's my comfortable place. This one actually is a really good one too. Let me do this Tron bike.
Oh yeah,
because sure. I think that one came up last time and I didn't do it, and that would be like a good.
Yeah,
that's internet points on that one.
I'm trying to get away from licensed stuff too. You know?
I know. As am I.
Yeah.
I finished all my dog stickers. Everybody.
That's good.
I hope they sell and it's not like a total waste of my time. But I just powered through it. Like I was not terribly jazzed to draw dogs, but I need to because it's copyright free. And I think there's a market out there for it, hopefully. And it was just taking me forever and ever and ever to get to work on it because I just wasn't feeling it. And then I was working on somebody else's commission and I was like, you know what? Let's do these dogs. And so 10 dog stickers have been ordered. They are on the way. You are actually getting all of them, Brian, because Beyond the Brick has allocated you as their patron recipient. Yes. And it's funny because I sent him a message and I said, oh, hey, I know we already talked about this. And you already said, like, just send it to Brian. But I figured you probably would want me to ask you if it's not like pop culture related. So I have like all these animals and pets and stuff that I'm going to release. And he's like, just send it to Brian. I was like, okay, all right, okay.
They legitimately told me that they are like your grandmother, where they're just like, oh, we just want to support Kevin. We don't care.
We don't understand anything of what he's doing.
Which is the perfect thing that I told you. The vast majority of people that support you on Patreon don't care about anything that you do except just continuing what you're doing. They don't care about the stuff.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I always think of Nick's comment where he goes, just take my money and don't look at me in the eye. That's what I always think about.
I saw somebody post on Twitter a poll about like what do you anticipate when you support someone on Patreon? And the options were like behind the scenes, in reward incentives. I just want to support the artist. And like 67% of the results were like, I just want to support the artist. Yeah. Like no one ever does it exclusively for or a driving factor being the stuff.
Yeah.
Never is. Which is why I don't give my patrons anything ever. No, I don't do that, but let me just take your money in peace. Thank you, everybody.
Let me just Yep. Yeah. I always follow any of those kind of posts from like artists and stuff, like a hawk, when they're like, hey everybody, I'm thinking of doing this. What do you think? Like I always like go in there and look at everybody's results for the polls and stuff. You know, just to make sure if there's something I can change.
Yeah, finger on the pulse.
And yeah, a lot of time. And so it's fine. I mean, it's really appreciated. So
oh, and I know, Lindsay, it's a lie. I like surprising, you know, patrons with either physical stuff or like with the game club. It's, you know, the experiences and, you know, where I can. But the vast majority of it is just support. But
let's see, Matt, what have been some interesting poll results you have seen? So one that I thought was really interesting was tutorials. So again, 90% of the folks I follow are artists. That's who I follow. I follow other artists. There's a couple exceptions, but for the most part, I'm following other artists. And a lot of them got strong feedback saying, tutorials, we want to learn from you. We want to learn your style. We want to learn how you color. We want to learn how you draw. We want to learn how you do figure drawing, gesture drawing, a ton of that. And so I was like, okay, let me try out some tutorials. And not to say that I'm abandoning this concept, but I've done a couple months worth of tutorial videos, and the numbers there have not been, in my opinion, worth it to keep doing. Doesn't seem like my particular audience is interested in that kind of stuff.
No, not at all.
And that's fine. But I wanted to try it because that was what I was seeing in multiple polls, was that people were really interested in like learning and tutorials. And not to say that nobody watched them. Like I know you watched them, Matt. I know Ray watched them, but you guys are fellow artists. So that's kind of interesting to you. But for the most part, the rest of the audience, my audience at this exact moment in time, is not interested in that. So there was just like the numbers were dismal. There wasn't a lot of like comments or responses from it. It didn't push the needle anywhere. So I was like, well, all right, that's fine. There's still a couple I'd like to do because I'd already kind of planned to do them. But that's one results that I got from spying on other people's polls.
I mentioned this to you in private, but I'll say it here too. Someone I follow on, or endorse on Patreon, they provide the high resolution images for all of their artwork as PNGs, but also the PSD files for all of the artwork, which for those who may not know, that means that every single alteration, layer, everything is downloadable and made into whatever you want it to be. Like it's everything. Like that's the key to the house, right? So I found that incredible. Like, man.
Yeah.
But everyone has different incentives,
Yeah. And we got my sister watching on Facebook. Hello, what's up? Cat Bus. Oh yeah, from Totoro. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yes.
Mel Brown's over on Facebook too. Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Kevin Hinkle, NFT purchase options for Patreons. Gas prices are too high right now, Bobo. A couple months.
NFT.
Once things calm down.
Yes. What's up, Mel? Nice to see you. How you been? Trying to make this kind of cool effect here because we're not quite into color yet. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Really depends. I have so much art catalog. Don't even know what to do with it. Yeah, exactly. Family bricks. All different strategies. I know. I downloaded a couple of the PSDs that the artist I support has, and like I don't do anything with them, but it's just so interesting to see all the different layers and the effects that are put on everything, and you can even learn a little bit from that.
Yeah, and you know it's crazy because I did that the first time I remember doing that for an artist on Patreon. I was so caught off guard because I almost didn't expect it to be real. Like I opened it, I was like, oh, here's his colors and the shadow and highlight, and I can pull all the layers apart. Like, is this real? I was like, I guess this is legit. I mean, I don't have any reason why I should have thought it wouldn't be, but it was just kind of like crazy. All right, there's our Tron bike. That was a good suggestion. Thank you for that. All right, you Tron bike, come over here.
There's good ones in the chat as well as in the private chat here. I know my two suggestions were a duck boat and the Wright Brothers flyer, but I like Cat Bus as well. But
yeah, let's. I don't want to forget that Wright Brothers plane because I do want to do that one. But let's do the Cat Bus.
Sure.
How did I not think of Cat Bus?
Cat Bus seems like one you've done before, but you probably haven't. Right,
I have not. I have not done that.
Internet's taken a hard right turn on NFTs. Wouldn't recommend. Well, I will not turn this into NFT talk right now. You can elaborate in the chat if you'd like to, and I can chime in. But yeah,
it is like I was saying somewhere. I don't remember what I was saying, but the whole NFT thing really has almost caused like an artist civil war. It is like insane. I mean, there's definitely a degree of people that are nonchalant about it. Like, oh, I mean, maybe this is it. Maybe it's not, and whatever. I'm not going to knock you for trying it. And then there's others that are like, I'm going to get in on this. And then they're like, you're evil. It's just like, what is going on? Like, I still don't know enough to really have an opinion. I just
it's a whole thing. I'll just say that it's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. You need to have a whole podcast episode about that.
I kind of did with the latter half of my latest one a couple weeks ago. It was kind of what that was.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was all involved in cryptocurrency and what it means for video games and blah blah blah.
Oh, just like regular stream though.
No, right? It was on the Out of the Bag podcast.
Because I remember Mario Kart talking about NFTs. So I was like, what are we doing? What's happening?
It's another Brian Saviano live stream playing a video game and talking about something that's not relevant at all to what is the subject matter.
Thank you, Milan. Tron Bright looks good. I had to look this one up. The Ford Econoline, Dumb and Dumber. Is that the dog? Is that the dog?
Yeah.
The dog car. I'm pretty sure we did that last time.
Yeah, that was familiar.
That was fun to do, but I'm not sure if that is what it is. But all right, let's. Oh no.
Yeah, Brickfella. Gas prices are expensive on the East Coast. Not by me. Not up in Boston, thankfully, but a lot of places from New Jersey downward. Yeah, it's rough right now.
Yeah, I definitely noticed it. Like, usually I don't pay super close attention to gas prices because ever since I learned how to drive, my philosophy has been, well, can I not, like, this is not going to make any difference to me how much this costs. I need the gas to get somewhere. So, right. Oh, well, it is what it is. So I've never, like, watched it like a hawk. I mean, I'll notice it when all of a sudden, it costs me $20 to fill up my van versus $40, like a big difference like that. And I have noticed that has hit because now it's like 50-ish bucks to fill my van, and it wasn't that much before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, it still doesn't make any difference. I'm like, I still need it. So it's like, whatever.
Right, exactly. Gas prices right now are about $3 each. $3 a gallon.
Yes. And still required if you want to drive.
Yes, absolutely. So just how it is, but
It
it's
is just how it is.
over 80 to fill your truck, Cody. Oh my goodness.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Cost me about 35 to fill my SUV.
Truckosaurus. What is Truckosaurus from? I know that. Is that from Simpsons?
I have no idea.
I remember because I don't think Truckosaurus isn't real, right? That's like from a thing. It's from a show, cartoon, or something. Let's see. Let's get.
So you've seen the Miyazaki movies, right?
I've seen a handful of them. I haven't seen all of them.
Okay.
Like I've seen Spirited Away. I've seen My Neighbor Totoro. I have not seen Princess Mononoke. I haven't seen that. And that's a big one.
That one was all right. I mean, I watched Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, and I really liked Spirited Away a lot.
I do too. That one's great.
That to me is like, when you show someone a new a Miyazaki movie, which one do you show them? It's going to be that one. Or
it is
Totoro. But I mean, like Spirited Away is just weird enough and interesting enough to keep you going throughout. Yeah. Princess Mononoke is it's a lot more artsy and a lot more a lot different in pace. So you just got to be prepared for that, I guess. Yeah,
that's fair. I agree. I agree with that. Like I felt like that with Totoro, actually. I was like, I felt like the story could have been a lot stronger. Because it might sound morbid, but I was like totally ready for like mom to die or something. And then I thought it was going to be this big like story about loss and what do you do? And then it was just like, oh, we did this whole fantastical adventure and everything's fine. Like, then why did we do what was the point of all this? It's like I remember sitting in the theater because we went and watched it when they did one of those like, indie film days or whatever, where like we're showing stuff that like is not current. So we went and watched it in the theater and I was just like, I just felt let down. I felt like there wasn't any real story here. But it was fantastical and artsy, like you said. It's like, all right. That was kind of neat, but what was the point? Ponyo was great. I like Ponyo a lot. I mean, it's just like The Little Mermaid, but just a different telling of that same story, but I liked it a lot. And it's beautiful. So like beautiful to like watch. I didn't like Howl's Moving Castle. Like, all right, that happened.
Yes, Ray, I am playing along with the gas prices. You know what wavelength I'm on. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the other ones since I spent my New Year's watching Princess Mononoke. So that was the highlight of my night then, I guess.
That was your New Year's?
Yeah, it was my New Year's.
Just this last
yeah,
last one?
I was watching it with a friend of mine and midnight happened and that was it.
That was it. It's like
Happy New Year.
What's up, Papa B? U.S. nothing on Canada for terrible gas prices. $1.50 a liter. You lost me a liter. 5.67 a gallon, which is 4.7. Yeah. Reptar car from Rugrats.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
That's nice. Oh, did Jeff answer where Truckosaurus is from? Oh, it is real? Wow, really? Thought it was like a fictional craft.
Sounds like a type of ice cream.
Truckosaurus?
Yeah.
It's the Truckosaurus flavor.
Brick Enforcer, hello.
Hi there. Welcome. Welcome to the program. We are drawing vehicles. And
so I'm excited about your most recent Patreon posts and your endeavors.
You talking about the comic?
Yeah. So I don't want to. Obviously, we're all friends and family here.
We're all friends here,
right? you know, there's not going to be someone, whatever. So I don't want to speak too out of line on like what your plan of talking about it, the press junket, the blah, blah, blah. I don't actually know a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I'll say that from what I've seen, even just from looking at your Patreon stuff, I'm very, very excited about what you're doing.
Nice. You're digging it?
I am digging it. And I normally don't give a hot about that style or that direction or like mystical fantasy.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah. I don't care at all. It's not my jam. I mean, obviously, because it's you and Jeff writing it, I'm a little more biased and leaning in toward it.
Yeah.
But I like what I'm seeing so far. What I wanted to say, and I'll say it here, I guess, because we're talking. It reminds me of Jack and Daxter style.
Oh. I know that is. I was never
have you played Jack and Daxter?
No, I've never played it. I know what it is.
I'll show you.
I know. Like so
the way the characters look, it looks like Jack and Daxter.
So that style that you see there, where I was actually just talking to Jeff about this yesterday, that is like pretty much like my default drawing style. Like that's when I'm not actively trying to mimic anything. Right. Or like, you know, make it look like the source material or make it look, you know, like, cause that's what you do as an artist, but that's just me drawing.
Right.
And so that's kind of exciting. I mean, it's kind of exciting for anybody to be excited about anything that's original that comes from me. That's not like, you know, here's Mario or Zelda or whatever. I don't mind doing that. And I'm not going to stop doing that. Like it's fun. I enjoy it, but it's really awesome to have people excited that something that can just be original that's coming from me.
Of course.
And yeah, Jeff's been really helpful with like making it coherent. Cause as I mentioned, it was like, here's the thing, here's the guy, here's the person. I don't know. They do things.
So there's a couple things to unpack here. First of all, Family Bricks in the chat is saying, so we are friends, Brian. I don't know you, okay? A lot of people want to be friends with me. I'm a very important man. I got a lot of things going on, all right? It's important to establish boundaries. I'm not friends with any of you people besides Kevin, okay? First things first. Secondly, yes, the Lord of the Rings trilogy would absolutely be torture. I got, I think, a fifth of the way through the most recent Hobbit, or the first Hobbit movie recently, watching it, and I'm like, nah, I can't do this anymore. So I'm just out. I like The Hobbit. The first time I watched it too, I just can't. I don't know.
Until you said that, I mean, it makes sense now that you said it, but I didn't really think about. Yeah, you're not really I wouldn't consider you someone who's into fantasy and like that kind of stuff.
You know, I don't know. The closest I get is to Harry Potter. I think in terms of magic and wizards and fantastical whatever, but that's like very mainstream, very, you know, whatever fantasy.
Yeah.
The second thing to unpack, and I've said this to you a couple of times, but I am flabbergasted that you can draw and create whatever it is that you want to draw and whatever, but you can't come up with like the story or the purpose of like characters. To me, it seems so like interwoven to be able to do that. You know?
Yeah, you know, I just like, it's not like I didn't, like in college, I studied like script writing and storytelling and stuff. I think my weakness is just threading it all together. I think that's it. Like I can sit there and go, give me a character. Like, all right, I'll draw one for you. I don't know why he's doing it. It's like, he's just there. Like, and it's all these little intricacies of why does this person do it? What is the motivation? And like the stuff that I don't even, I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, now that you say that, yeah, we should probably figure that out. It's like, but yeah, because I've got a ton of just original characters and stuff, but I couldn't really tell you anything about them. What's up, London Montgomery?
There's a couple of things in this chat that I want to unpack again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just returned from a vacation. Got to unpack. Oh, you finished the Cat Bus?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There it is. Look at it. I think I'm gonna just darken some to separate parts of this body real quick.
Is this one gonna be our first color one?
No, because it's not 11:30 yet.
Oh, I forgot. Yes,
That's the halfway point.
Well, I would say now would be a good time if you want to do the Wright brothers flyer, because that isn't much color anyways, and that'll be quick.
Yeah, agreed.
And yes, Catherine, we did get a monster truck in there. That is Gravedigger, as suggested by Bama Bricks earlier.
Yeah, that's oh, I was like, where did it go? There it is.
Yeah,
there's the Gravedigger. I'm definitely, I feel warmed up now. I wasn't quite in the first the first one or two. Even the train is a little rough, but that's how this goes. All right, let me get that Wright brothers on the screen.
Sure. Storytelling and illustration can be two very different things. Not many people can do it well. Stories have structure. Artists can't handle structure. Yeah, I look at it from the perspective of like wanting to have creative input on as many of the aspects of the story as possible. So I would think that an artist would have an idea of a purpose or drive, even if it's not coherent and fluid, if there was just something there, you know?
Yeah. Where did your comment might have fallen off at this point?
I'll retype it again.
Oh, there you go. I got it.
Cool. Thank you.
It was almost there.
Almost. Jeff says Resolve is 100% not Harry Potter. Oh, I can tell, and I'm in for this. Don't worry, you'll be getting my money.
I'm excited.
Don't worry.
I am excited. I'm really excited about it. Okay, let's see. Wright brothers playing.
Brick and Forster says Brian is only into Mario. This is entirely false.
Entirely false.
I'm into Pokemon as well, and I can appreciate some fantasy things, and I get why they're very popular. But it's just something about the magical tropes being so similar across franchises, and you could say that about sci-fi too. And I kind of feel the same way about that. There needs to be just more spins and different, things to it to make it unique. And like, what is this? Just another carbon copy of like a Lord of the Rings, or is this going to be a more original thing?
Totally. Yep, I get you. And so yeah, the comic has been in development now for a couple months, I would say. But yeah, yesterday was kind of the first. I've been waiting to build up a little bit of more substance and more like solid before I to the masses. I'm like, all right, this is happening. Patrons have been getting sneak peeks here and there. And that's not going to stop. So folks supporting on Patreon, guys will always get stuff first. You'll always see things first. There may or may not be even opportunities to contribute and be a part of it. But yes, the masses, I threw something up just to finally get kind of the word out. And if you've been paying attention and stuff, it's not a secret or a surprise, but there definitely are people that don't follow every breath I take that were like, oh, wow. So it's like, yep, this is happening.
Yeah, for sure. Boba Laveau saying, you aren't down for Zelda, Brian. I think of that in the fantasy genre. You're totally right. And I'm hoping that changes when Skyward Sword comes out in July. I know that I thoroughly enjoyed Breath of the Wild, but that also implemented sci-fi elements and was a totally unique starting point to a new point of the franchise. So like it was easy to understand. It was distinct from all the other games. And it's not a traditional Zelda, so it was divisive in that sense, but I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to the sequel. So I'm interested. It's that sort of approach that gets me more excited and inclined to want to explore the world and the lore more. So
yeah, when I first started playing Breath of the Wild, which I enjoyed, I mean I'm pretty hard pressed to not enjoy a Zelda game, but like the only Zelda game I actively remember not enjoying at all was the Four Swords adventure on GameCube. I ended up playing it like after the fact, and it wasn't as bad as I remember, but I still just don't have any desire in playing it. But I remember when I started playing it, I was immediately like, how do I turn Link's tunic green? Like, and I knew that the customization was a thing in the game. And I was like, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? And I finally got to the, the town with the dying and stuff. And I'm like, okay, time to turn to green.
Hmm.
And then after a while, I was like, oh, why is it green? I like it blue. Let me turn it back to blue again. So like, but it's kind of interesting because it's for me, it almost symbolized the whole like nothing should ever change. And then I'm like, well, change isn't terrible. Like, that's all right.
Right.
This is an interesting kind of hard angle to nail with all these spindly little things everywhere.
Mm.
It's like flying up. It's a picture of him looking, or one of the brothers looking up at it flying. And so it's like the guy's like sitting right here.
Four Swords was not the best. Afternoon, Isabel.
Hello, welcome. Yeah, it was like,
I'm excited, and for whatever comes down the pipeline, I'm very ready for new stuff. Just in general, video games. I realize that's what's kept me like. What's kept me distracted, I guess, is not the right word, but normally I'm not as involved in the Lego realm, but I have been only because there's nothing, literally nothing happening for video games, like at all. So I'm like, all right, this is my focus right now, but there's been nothing going on for gaming until hopefully E3 in June, which I can't believe it's June now, but that's kind of what I'm looking forward to for some new news. Just not even Nintendo. I mean, just anything. Like I'm not even interested in the realm of video games right now because there's just nothing going on at all.
In terms of video games, though, you chew through stuff, pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's just the nature of what it is,
Because that's what you do. But it's just like when
So new Pokemon Snap, I recorded and got done in like 3 weeks, which was 25 whatever episodes it was, and 26. So and 35 minutes, 20 minutes a pop, whatever. That's just how it goes. And some people, they got it done in like a week or a couple days, and you go through these periods of just nothing, and you can do the backlog of stuff, which is great. I've already done a lot of my backlog that I personally want to play that people want to see from me. So it's just a matter of keeping yourself busy in whatever ways you can,
Yep.
Pink Wheels has to run. Please feel free to draw Michelle Mooten's Group B Audi Rally car. We will keep it.
Okay. Yes. I might have to do one of those. Definitely. I was thinking of Pink Wheels with her affinity for cars today. Yeah. So make sure we get something in there. Don't worry. Don't you worry. And remember, you can download the artwork off Patreon later today. I think I'm really pleased with that particular change in the formula for the show. I like that. It's like, I'll save it all out. I'll put it in one place. If you want it, go grab it. If not, it's all good. And it's easier for me. Like, here you go. It's all there. There you go. Grab it.
Sorry, Pink Wheels. Mooten. My apologies.
There we go. There's our Wright brothers plane flying flying up into the sky.
Thank you, Kevin.
Absolutely. So yeah, the next one for sure is going to be our first color.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to probably have to start shrinking a lot of these because the canvas is getting full. So I'm going to do that real quick before I start another one.
Now, these aren't raster. So do you lose resolution when you shrink them or no?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's not terrible though.
Yeah.
It's not enough to really notice a difference.
Yeah.
But
I'll still advocate for my other suggestion being a duck boat, especially for color, but there's obviously a few more in the queue to get to. But I think that's a very unique vehicle. That's the only reason why I'm pushing it.
It is. And that like splash when you're driving full steam ahead and it hits the water is kind of like,
yeah. Fun fact for everyone out there. If I ever come into a whole bunch of money where I have like a fancy car to roll up to the red carpet or the whatever, I don't want a Lamborghini. I don't want a Bugatti. I want a duck boat branded with my colors on it.
I hope you pick Airwolf for color since it's black and white. I do that a lot, and I don't try to. It just happens. Like I'll start coloring, like the first one's like black and white. I'm like, oh, dang. All right. All right. Let's see. Let me take a look at what this car is actually. The Pink Wheels threw up there. Let me Google it. See what we got.
They banned the duck boats in in Liverpool because people got stranded. Oh no,
That's kind of
awesome.
funny, but also terrible.
Gotta love that.
Rally car. What do we got here? Oh, interesting.
Family Bricks saying, did you see the Mario Golf announcement? It's like they crossed golf with Mario Kart. I did, and I have intentionally not looked into it a whole ton just so I can be excited about it, but I'm going to be playing it on my channel and doing videos on it. So if anyone cares to see that, subscribe. We're close to 10,000, encroaching.
That's crazy, man. Good for you.
You know, hey,
good for you. That's awesome. I noticed that. Well, I didn't actually notice it until you said it, and I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah,
because that's nothing to sneeze at.
Is it? I still feel like a small fry.
No, small fry is I can't make money off of YouTube. That's small fry.
Yeah, I get a little I get a hunk of change that helps keep the lights on between that and Twitch, Patreon, and
it all adds up. It all makes a difference.
It does.
I'm still, man, the shorts for me is really the only thing that makes a big difference. And I do them every week. There's a short every week, and it's just one of the drawings from the show. Oh, let me put this on the screen.
I was going to say, yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to do this one for Pink Wheels. There we go. For Zoom, small equals small fry. So yeah, it all adds up. It all makes a difference. I throw the shorts up. They do really, really well. Actually, if you look through my analytics, the shorts are my top like 20 videos on the channel because they're only a minute, and each one of them tends to get 1,000+ views every time.
Right.
And so it also equals a slow crawl in subscribers. I still haven't hit the 1K. I mean, I've been grinding like nobody's business, not posting videos every day like a certain someone, but it just takes forever and ever. But it would be nice, as I've said from the beginning, I'm not trying to turn this into a YouTube career. I would just like to make money off of what I'm doing here. And if that's pennies, it's pennies. If it's, I would feel better mentally going, oh yeah, I do this thing and a little bit of money's been made off of it versus I make nothing here.
Right, of course. Nick says, today's culture, short attention span. It depends on your audience. If you're trying to do long form content on TikTok, it's not going to work. But if you're trying to do short form content on, Audible, that's not going to work either. It just depends. What's important is you diversify as much as you can within your wheelhouse. And I think what you do, Kevin, with the shorts is a great thing that you have a bite of whatever you've drawn and have that as a short, which can be recorded during a session like this. And if you really wanted to, you have, 10 shorts from it to post once a day across TikTok and the Insta,
yeah. For me, it is all about, hey, what's up, Brittany? It's all about maximizing everything, getting like just the most mileage out of every single thing. And yeah, that has proven to be really helpful for me. And I definitely suggest that to everybody else, is to, if you can, maximize what you got. If you're already doing something and you can do highlight reels or whatever, or time lapses, like do it. I mean, it's just more content from what you've already done.
Yeah.
And it does make a difference. I was a little hesitant because I'm like, oh, they've already seen it, but it's like, it's a different group of people looking at it.
Exactly.
For sure. Like it's not at all, cause like I'll do a stream like this and I'm super thankful to have all you guys here. And usually that's like, when it's all said and done, maybe 100 views on YouTube. And then I'll post a short up of like, drawing Starfire and it's like 2,000. So it's just like a totally different audience looking at it.
Bubble the Vote, can you send me that again? I that totally escaped me, but that's something I am interested in doing and will do. But yeah, do you post the shorts on TikTok? Joseph Zawad is asking. I think you've dabbled in it, but you haven't.
Yeah, so I do. Hey, thanks for following, London, on Twitch. I don't develop anything specifically for TikTok, so it's all repurposed stuff. But I do post the shorts. It's not consistent at all. Like I post like once every month on TikTok. But I do take what I've already done and I basically save out the file of the short and I just remove my voice saying hit like and subscribe. So it's the same thing and it's the same audio. It just doesn't have my voice. Or actually, it's not the same audio because I can actually pick real music on TikTok. I love that you can do that on TikTok. I really do. I love that you can like, hey, this is a Star Wars thing. Would be really nice if I could play the Star Wars theme. And it's like, you can do that on TikTok. That's for sure. You can't really do that in most other places.
No, absolutely. They do a good job of that, especially on TikTok. That's where, you know, songs have found their popularity and have gotten blown up on the radio and everywhere else. That's kind of the entire point of the platform, which is super interesting.
Yeah, I was I've talked to her about it before, but I follow this pianist in Australia. She's really, really good. And her music is great. So I support her on Patreon as well. And she does mostly like video game covers, mostly. And she gets hit all the time with copyright claims and stuff constantly on like every platform she's on. And she has gone way above and beyond in terms of hiring lawyers and attorneys and looking at licensing fees and talking to studios. And there's just like nothing really available. She's like, believe me, this is what I do for a living. If it was available, I would do it. And she has commented before on how platforms like YouTube and Twitch could get the same type of licensing agreement that TikTok has, where it's like, yes, we're going to use it. And we acknowledge that our platform users are going to use this stuff and we will pay the fees for the studio so that we can use this music. She's like, they just don't want to, but they could, because it obviously works and is being used in real time on an app like TikTok. But it's really interesting. She gets like super into like copyright and stuff with music.
Right, of course. Easy to confuse platform maturing versus algorithm changes, of course. Yeah, that's the nuts and bolts of what I'm into. But I know not everyone feels that way, so I won't. Well, it's just like with NFT talk.
NFT talk. I was so sad because I didn't get a Out of the Bad podcast this week. I didn't get a Ghost Freaking Talking podcast this week. I was like, man, you guys know I just work all day and look for stuff to listen to. I'm like, you guys are killing me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so where I've been with my podcast, not to make it too much about me for too long, I'm struggling to find a consistent vision for what I want to do. And I want to have guests on that aren't just you or just Jeff or whoever. So trying to find people that want to be on it and can do it reliably is also a thing.
Sure, I get that.
And that can be a whole bundle of stress in itself. And the people that I've asked to be on a couple different times now have like not intentionally, but absolutely have bailed. So that's,
like last minute bailing?
Either that or just like, oh, I forgot this was a thing. Sorry. Which is, obviously not cool, but it's just life and it does happen. So I can't necessarily be mad. It's just whatever. It stings. But and even beside that, just trying to find the tone. And I know I was doing it in the very beginning because I said that I want to just do it for the sake of doing it without even having a clear vision of what's going on. But now I'm getting to a point where I'm like, all right, I actually want to figure this out. Like, what's the best strategy? How do I do this? What's going to work?
Yep. I feel like I've warmed up. I feel like
definitely have. Yes.
Let's see. Hello there. Mark, is it Mark Tuda J Draws? Hi, welcome. This is the Doodle Stream. I take requests and I draw stuff. So I'm drawing this card. And we're talking about anything and everything. All the things.
Every single one of the things.
We're talking about all the things. And we do it, or I should say I do it. I usually have somebody on with me to help just kill the silence and talk about life. And I do it every Friday, and I'm almost 3 years in. So welcome. Thanks for dropping in. You're also welcome to throw a suggestion in the chat if you'd like for something vehicle related. And it may get drawn. I can't promise it'll get drawn. It may get drawn. Jeff, I'm sure if Brian had more friends, it wouldn't be an issue.
Hey, listen, I have plenty of friends and people I can call upon, but finding the right people for the right tone is not always super convenient.
Right. And you don't always you know, like I also am well aware that, you know, I get that there's people that help out, and I don't take that for granted. I just don't want to use and abuse that. You know, it's like, I don't want to, like, you know, because I'm conscious of, like, as I'm sure you are too, like, what am I responsible for versus other people? It's like, this is not something that you need to be responsible for. Like, I don't want to turn my responsibilities into someone else's responsibilities.
Of course.
You know, and so you don't want to, like, use somebody too much, you know. And like, I mean, like I've said multiple times, I'm super thankful that, like, Jeff's all around a lot and he can help me, but I do feel slightly guilty. I'm like, I don't want to have to make you have to do this all the time. You know, not that he is not more than happy to do it. And I know that, Jeff. It's just like, it's something that I think about, you know. It's like, I don't want to make this your responsibility.
Right, of course. You want to be respectful of everybody's time, and people help when they can, you know?
Yeah, exactly. All right, there we go. Now we can color it. Guess what color it is?
Pink.
Black and white.
Oh, awesome.
No, there's some yellow.
That's good.
Let's see. Over on Twitch. Thanks. Also, I'm a freelance illustrator. Very nice. Would you like to use me as a guest or something on your podcast? Well, hit me up. Hit me up on any of the social medias that we could chat. I do have I invite a guest on once a month at the end of the month to actually, like, draw with me, not just someone that's here and talks with me. No offense, Brian. But I invite somebody on. And you hit me up on, like, social media. You can hit me up on Instagram or Twitter or any of those things. That way we can have a chat.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I forgot. I'm coloring this now. All right. So yeah, it's mostly white, but that's okay. It always happens. I love that this always happens. It's not planned. It's like, all right, let's start coloring. And first thing is black and white. Let's see. You like it being your responsibility, do you? I mean, I'm thankful you take it seriously. I really am. I truly mean that.
I don't take this seriously. I don't take anything seriously.
I know. I'm well aware of that. I don't take anything seriously.
Except my taxes. Got to get straightened away.
Oh, yeah. Super important. All right. So we do have... I guess we can go for a darker color for the inside here. My son, my younger son, one who's in school, he goes to the library at school and gets to check out 2 books every week, and we read them at bedtime every night. And a lot of times they're pretty light books, you know, it's not that big a deal. But lately he's been bringing home some honkers of books.
Some honkers?
Some honkers, like encyclopedia style.
Oh boy.
Like, he brought home a book about sharks, and I was like, oh, okay. All right, let's go get your shark book. And he brought it, and I opened it up, and it's like what you imagine an encyclopedia page to be like, where it's like wall of text and, like, graphic of, like, the muscles inside a shark. And, like, I'm like, oh. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, the reef shark is common in this area of the world. It's like, oh my goodness. He loved it. He was, like, on the edge of his seat, and I'm like, all right, we're not going to read all of this tonight.
Right.
We're going to break this up into several days, I think. But it was funny because of how, I mean, it was robust. It was a honker of a book. Yeah, you never heard that? Come on now.
Didn't I say that recently or something?
I don't know. Did you?
I feel like I did. I've said the word, like, honker.
Yeah, it's a word. It's a word.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Alex had his first trip to the library this week. Nice. Picked Spider-Man graphic novel. Yep.
Nice.
It's really interesting to see what the kids pick at library. I find that very fascinating. Get some little details in here before we... This is almost done. Just about done.
That's not totally black and white, so that's good.
It's not totally black and white. It's mostly black and white, but it's not totally black and white. We need to get some red. There's some little red bits in here. Like this logo is red. That's red. That's red. This is red. It's like a teardrop logo thing. There's some red here on the fronts. Oh, a little red back there. And you know what? I'm going to do some like dirt kicking up in the back, I think.
My kid just picks big books when she doesn't want to go to bed. Nice.
Yeah, that's what kids do for sure. 100%. You know what book I'll never forget though? I think back to like my childhood books when I was like in school, like elementary school and stuff. There's a couple, maybe you guys know them, maybe not. I don't know. Age differences might be a factor. But like I remember one of my favorite books of all time was the Stinky Cheese Man. That one was one of my favorite books of all time.
What is that?
Yeah, the Stinky Cheese Man. You have to look it up. I also remember I used to read a lot of Goosebumps. And I read a lot of Hank the Cow Dog. You guys remember that one? Does anyone remember Hank the Cow Dog? Yeah, lots of Goosebumps. There was one Goosebump book that really like disturbed me, and then I stopped. I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember. It was one I read, and I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm done with this. And I was done with it, but I can't remember now what it was. But yeah, Stinky Cheese Man was my favorite ever. And then I read Hank the Cow Dog, a lot of those. Somebody I know knows it. Goosebumps was a classic. Isabel, I remember being 10 and bringing home War and Peace home from the library, and my dad flat out refused to read it to me. Nope.
That explains a lot. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, say cheese and die. Is that when you take pictures and the people would die, right? You take pictures of them and then now they're dead. Oh yeah, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was a great one. I love the art. The art was awesome in that book. In the Night Kitchen, says Papa B. Hank the Cow Dog. I mean, yeah. Okay, I'm done with this car. All right, let's do something else. Let's do something
I'm done with this.
I'm done with this car. And reminiscing. It's a good one though. I like that one. It came out okay. All right. We don't have anything. Do we have anything aquatic?
No, the duck boat is closest, but
that is aquatic. That's for sure. That is fair. That is a fair. We need something aquatic, and I think we need something in space.
Yes, we do.
To keep rounding out this collection here.
Can we do something space that Fazoom doesn't recommend? Like just anything. Literally anything.
Oh, you said King of Red Lions? We're absolutely doing King of Red Lions.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
We're doing that. That was what we call an immediate. That was an immediate one. Yellow Submarine was definitely done on the last one. That one was in color too. That one was done in the
that
last
one was
video.
done last time in color.
It was
on
and
the
it was finished. It was on the print.
I made a short of it. It got like 5,000 views. We're good on that one.
Okay, let's look up King of Red Lions. King of Red Lions.
Ooh, Nemo's Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I did it once, but I wasn't really happy with it. That's another key to get me to do it where I'm like, I did it, but it wasn't really good. So I want to end on a positive, and be like.
So now that you say that, I got to ask for the sake of the people, when are you going to redo Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods? You mean Tony Stark?
Tiger Woods. Yeah.
I am not entertained. What's up, Nick Vass? Watching over on YouTube. Hello there. How are you?
Hello.
Try Bubble Bongo. I have no idea what that is, but we will definitely keep that in the private. Copy that over. Ooh, hover.
I'm going to look that up right now, actually.
I have no clue what that is.
Oh, it's the Gungan sub.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's pretty great.
Of course. That's a very Nick Voss suggestion.
That's pretty good.
Of course.
Nice to see you here. Thanks for dropping by and giving us some Gungan suggestions.
Gotta have a dose of the Gungans on a Friday afternoon.
Oh yeah. I can hear this already. Dun, dun, dun.
Tony Woods, Tiger Stark. That's a alpha male name if I ever heard one. Yeah. No, Kevin drew Tiger Woods from Avengers Endgame, and it was pretty good.
So okay. So somebody
Mark is like, wait, what?
Somebody requested Once Upon a Time. What was the theme on that show? Movies. Somebody in the movies episode requested Tony Stark snapping with the gauntlet, and I drew it. And I thought it was good, actually. I still think it's good. And people make fun of me constantly because they say it's bad.
You need to make a redemption stream where you make a Tony Stark from Avengers Endgame print. You absolutely are obligated to do it, and it would sell.
So, okay, that's actually very timely because I do need to make prints. I'm at the place where I need to make some prints. I would like to do 4. 4 is kind of what I aim for usually with prints. And I already have 2 concepts. I'm going to do 2 like creepy, spooky, scary ones because of me going to like the Paracon, and then 2 like something else. So Nick should probably be pretty excited. I have an Elvira print I'm going to do. So that's definitely in the scarier kind of, scary and paranormal, spooky kind of realm. And then I'm going to do a Five Nights at Freddy's one because that still has sold really well with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what I want to do yet with like the non-scary things. I don't have like a plan yet for what I want to do.
I'm telling you, if you do Tony Stark from Endgame, and I'm talking you make it like real good, take a long time on it, still relevant.
That was, what does it say? That was not a good drawing. You know what? Yeah, Elvira, yeah. I figured that would probably be like, it just seems to kind of like hit all the boxes where I want like something kind of spooky and something a little bit different. And she was definitely one of the stickers I wanted to do. And I probably will still at one point do it, but I don't think she's going to make the cut for the next round of stickers. So I'm like, well, I could do a print. And then it's full body. It's the entire person instead of just the face.
Right. Absolutely.
But yeah, so I'm still kind of brainstorming what I want to do for the prints, the 2 other prints that I have slots for. There's so much to do, man. I got so many things to design and draw, and I'm doing it. I'm chewing my way through it. It's just a lot.
One day at a time, you know?
Yeah. I was kind of trying to make this look somewhat like the art style, but I'm not like going crazy over it. I'm just trying to.
I'd say you're doing pretty good.
Oh, well, thank you. Let's see the hair. We got to separate that out. And the big old horns. Yeah, and I forgot that Joseph Zawada was a fan of Elvira too. That was his request during the Patreon stream on the Gonk Droid, but it wasn't Gonk Droid. That was great. That's one of the best stories from that. I've never watched anything Elvira related, so I don't know anything about the character or movies or shows or anything. So I didn't realize she had a dog, and I didn't realize the dog was named Gonk. You remember that, Brian? You were here. You and Jeff were here for the whole 5 hours.
That was a marathon.
It was. I will not be doing that this year. I'll probably do 4 hours because that was actually 4 was when I, like, after 4 hours is when I ran out of steam. So
right.
I'll probably do 4 again, but I also didn't mind, like, doing more over the course of the weekend.
Right.
So that'll once again be a thing, everybody, ladies and gentlemen.
I remember you redeemed my Mario.
I did, because I was super burned out then. It was almost like my skills reverted. It's like I start off rough, I warm up, now it's really great, then it gets bad, and then we just fizzle out and it's awful.
Well, that's just how it goes with creative stuff, I think, in general.
It's per the course, I guess.
Yeah.
Per the course. Okay. I need to shrink this so I can fit the sail. Yeah, this is a great one for something aquatic. of course, also hitting on my love for Zelda stuff. I need to play Wind Waker again. It's been a really long time. I mean, I don't think I've played it since it originally came out. So it's been a very, very long time. That's not.
I gotta replay some of my favorite games. I've been slacking with that too.
So I've been playing through Super Mario All-Stars on my Super Nintendo. Not like a mini, not a classic, not anything like just like the actual system with the cart. And
Right.
dang, those old games are so hard.
Yeah, they are.
So hard. I'm like stuck in Super Mario Brothers, the original. I am stuck, I think, on the last world, World 8. I think that's the last world. And I just keep game overing over and over and over again. And I've got like, at least it lets me start over on world 1 from, or level 1 from that world.
Right.
But it takes like 3 of my lives to get through the first world, and then I die in the second. I've never gotten to the castle in it. I've been playing it for like 2 months now, like here and there. And then also in Super Mario Brothers 2, I am stuck on world 5, I think. But they're just like beating me up. Like I don't know how to play. Like what?
Right.
I got here. I got myself here. Come on. Okay, this looks too small, actually. It's like clearly I have the skills. I got myself to this point in this game. Why is it acting like I don't know how to play? It's like when I got to the final place in Super Mario Brothers 3, and it just like ruined my life.
Yeah, I was never a 2D Mario guy. So anytime I encounter those games on like the Super Nintendo, online, whatever, I am a filthy cheater and will use the rewind function constantly.
That would like, I mean, I have the ability. I could plug in the thing. I've never actually unboxed my classics. I've got both the NES and the SNES. I've never even opened them up. I just wanted to like get them before I was like, well, I better get these before I don't get a chance to not get them again.
Right.
Fear of missing out, right? That's a thing. I don't really have that a lot, but sometimes it'll kick in with something like that. But yeah, that could make a whole world of difference if I had the whole like, oh, I can just rewind and never lose lives and just get that muscle memory in. I'll be fine. But nope.
Oh, absolutely. Your playthrough show that, not being a 2D Mario guy. Oh, I'm very aware, Jeff. It is not a pretty sight.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to draw a Link on here because it's not about Link. It's about the boat.
Exactly.
But I'm going to put the little like thing that you turn the rudder with. All right, there we go. Now we put some colors. This is not mostly white. This will be fine. Get some reds. I'll move it so you guys can see. It's a little tough one actually to get all on the screen. Well, sent you a message via Instagram and Twitter. Okay, very cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. I will reply to that when I have the time to reply to that, which hopefully is not too long. But
anything like his commission schedule, you'll get a response by 2023.
Yeah. It's most of the time not like my commission list. Especially, here's the real secret sauce. If you really want to expedite a response from me, hit me up on my business account's Facebook page, because since have it set up as a business, I get in trouble if I take too long to respond to messages on there. So I don't really have the choice of like, oh, got to do it. And it records it and it changes the time, where it's like, Kevin usually responds within 4 hours. I'm like, oh, that sounds terrible. Like I need to change that. That's the.
Oh, mine is like 24 hours.
Okay, I'm better than you then. That's
why. I mean, people don't reach out on Facebook as much anymore, but I also have like my website set up. I got, I actually had Twitter DMs. I didn't realize it. I had it off for so long. So like, if I'm not following you and you're not following me,
yeah,
it would just like not allow you to DM me. And I'm like, oh, that seems kind of dumb. Let me change that. And then instantly I got like 3 messages that were like, oh, hey, what's going on?
The real secrets, Bubble of O. Alyssa says, hi, Kevin. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I'm 100%. I'm back to business. Back in business. Thank you. I was really just out for like 5 days, almost a week. It was rough. It was very rough. But I'm back in business. This was
Luckily,
like
Kevin is here and alive, so we
Yes.
still get more drawing.
Yes, this week. Yeah, this was my first like full week, like back to normal, like just run of the mill routine, gym every day. Like this was like all the way back to normal this week. Chaser the guy, do you find if you don't have the last message, it can ding you on that time too? That's a great question. I think I have to reply. Like I have to be the last
Yeah, you do.
person that said something. So I'll like send a thumbs up. Thank you. Thumbs up.
Isabel says she has a list of commissions ready because you don't have time to do anything during the school year, so you're doing it during the summer. That's funny, Isabel, because I haven't emailed or messaged you about anything, so I don't know what other commissions you could possibly have. So it's weird. It's very weird.
Nobody else exists.
No, it's just me. And anyways,
Yes.
my management will reach out.
I am excited for summer with guests for the show too, because there's been quite a few guests actually on the multiplayer list that were all interested in joining but just couldn't because of timing, and they were all saying that summer would be better for them. So I'm looking forward to that. We should have some fun guests on some summer episodes. Oh, he's got a blue eye. The blue eye. Oh, and hello, Mike, watching over on Facebook. Thank you, how bright the red boat is. What was I going to say? Oh, the Twitter. Yeah, like if you're not like following each other, it just like sits until you actively go and look.
Right, and then I guess I had it disabled. I don't know why, way back when, but yeah. You were probably getting bombarded with requests for like shout out videos. No. This is like it was always like that. So not on Twitter. I mean, it does happen, but yeah, not on there. It's usually Facebook.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yep. My son is your biggest fan. I have a giant like Dyson fan right over here, so it's very tough to compete with everyone. I don't know.
Yes, we've watched every video you've ever made.
Have you? Did you watch my playthrough of Donkey Kong Barrel Blast on the Nintendo Wii? What?
A classic.
It's my favorite playthrough.
A classic. Alyssa refused my follow back request on Insta. Hater. Yeah, there you go. Just waiting for a commission from Isabel. Nice. Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, wait. Alyssa left Joseph Zawada on red. I'm like, who's she leaving on red this time? She left Joseph Zawada on red. That's like blasphemy.
He'll just talk about you later somewhere. It's like, oh no. Right. Oh no. Okay, I need green.
Isabel, no, I understand you have a life outside of drawing Piplups, but I also need you to draw Bricks O'Brien with a Piplup. Okay, there's a few other things. We'll talk.
I'll send you the secret artist tips for working with Brian as a client.
All right, so here's what you do: draw Piplup, and he'll be satisfied the first time because he doesn't know any better. All right, get your money and go.
It's gonna be like for any of my Star Trek folks out there, it'll be like when Scotty met Geordi LaForge, and he's like, "Well, how long is it gonna take you to fix the engine?" And he says like 3 hours. He's like, "Well, you didn't tell him it's gonna take you 3 hours, did you?" And he's like, "Yeah." Well, then how is he gonna think you're a miracle worker if you told him the truth? It's one of my favorites. It's like, let me tell you the secrets. Here you go. Here's how to do it.
I would like to think I'm pretty easy to work with commissions and all that.
Yeah, there hasn't been any issues yet.
Yes. Hello. Kevin, this is everything I hated. Can you change it?
No, you've been fine.
All about communication, everybody. Just like with everything else in life, it's all about communication.
The thing that really, out of all the things a client can do to just like just destroy me, make me super angry, is when like it's not like I've never done commissions. I've been doing them for years now. I've got a very long list of successfully accomplished projects. And so I have this kind of boiled down to a science, and I know what I need to know and when I need to know it. And what really gets me is when I do prep work ahead of time and I'm like, here's what we're going to do. Do you want it to be like this? This is what it's going to be like. And then I do it after they approve it. And they're like, it's not really what I thought it was going to look like. Can we change it? I'm like, no, we can't. Because when I asked you in the beginning,
right.
That's why I asked you. It's like, this is why we had this conversation.
Well, so that's why if I ever encounter something like that, I'm like, all right, if I get a piece of art back and I don't like it, like there's something about it immediately out the gate, I'm like, I don't like it. I'll immediately walk away from it and not address it because I'm like, I don't know what I want, but I know I don't want necessarily that. And then I'll reapproach it and I'm like, all right, let me as clearly as I can and succinctly as I can say what I don't like. So that way it's just clear communication all around.
Yeah. And everybody has a different process. So, different artists may work differently. Like it may not be as clear at the get-go, but like for me, there's certain things that I've just done so many times that I really do have it down to a science. So it'll be like, hey, I want you to draw, like these minifig stuff I do. That's like, there's not really any mystical arts to it. I'll be like, here, this is the face I think I'm going to use when I draw yours because I think it looks like you. Do you agree or not agree? I agree. It looks great. And then I draw it using that face I just said that I was going to use. I don't like that face, actually. Well, you already agreed to use that face.
Right.
That's the face we're using. I now need to lie to my clients so they're more impressed. Sometimes. Depends. How else are they going to think you're a miracle worker? It's one of my favorites. It's a great quote. All right, that's done. We finished that. And then we're going to do something space related. I think, right? That's what we discussed. Something for space. Where are you going to go, boat? Yeah, we're running out of. Hey, we're running out of space.
Hey, I get it. That's a joke.
That's a joke. What's up, Golden Light Pictures? Yes, Brian is here today.
Whether you like it or not. Hello.
What's your favorite miracle you've performed, Kevin? Well, the best thing about what I do when you work with someone that is not necessarily capable of doing it is almost anything you do can seem like a miracle. I don't know how to make this thing. Oh, like this? And I draw it. And they're like, you're a miracle worker. It's like, I mean, I just drew it. Thank you. I would say probably, though, is my son's Boy Scout troop, my older son's Boy Scout troop, which is not the same troop that my younger son is in right now, because that's Boy Scouts versus Cub Scouts. They had a logo for the troop that had been made like 70 years prior. And all they had was like a scan of an image off a piece of paper, and they had just been repurposing it over and over and over and over. So it was degrading more and more and more every time. And it was like, a grainy raster image that they had got. And when they found out that I could do this, they were like, can you like vectorize our logo for us and make it like current and we can use it on stuff? I'm like, yeah, it's not hard to do. So they gave me the file they had, which was just a JPEG of this really old image. And I was able to just essentially trace over it in Illustrator, but now they have a very crisp, nice, not degraded, not roughed, not like scuffed up version of their logo. And they were like, how on earth did you do this? I'm like, I just scanned it and traced it. That's all I did. But they made some really cool stuff with it. Cause after I did that, they like used it to like make water bottles for like the kids and like neckerchiefs and all kinds of stuff, because then they had a nice vectorized version of the logo.
But when people don't realize the potential of graphic design and they're not even anywhere near the wheelhouse, it can be pretty dramatic, the difference when someone sees something like that. And it's always nice to see people's reaction, like, oh, I didn't know you could. Like, people don't realize that you can do stuff.
Yeah.
Still.
Yep. I know Kung Fu. Whoa. The lack of Transformers is hard to accept.
Oh, yeah. There's no Transformers.
Well, Papa B always gives us a Transformer suggestion every week. There's been some Transformers. What's the space thing I should do? I'm just resizing stuff and moving stuff around.
I haven't seen a super solid space one. And no Hawkeye, Reptar car does not count as space.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Okay, we got some space now. I can start a new one. What's up, Ninja? Let's see. Send me a pic. Yeah, it's on. You can see it on my website. If you just go to KevinAHinkle.com/ portfolio. Let me look. I think it's /portfolio.
Hey, can we not do the Serenity and bring back Firefly for the 5,000th time that you're not getting back ever again?
Yeah, no, we're not. I've drawn that several times.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Sorry, Deanna.
Brand design. KevinAHinkle.com / portfolio. And then just click on brand design and you can see it in there. Or maybe not, actually. Is it not on there? All right. Well, yeah. I'll get it. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Hello there, BricksFan89.
Hello.
The rocket from Tintin. Galaxy spaceship from Mario Galaxy. The Flintstones car. I
mean, yeah, you already did a Nintendo thing. I won't push for more Nintendo, but
let me look up what the Tintin rocket looks like. In my mind, I feel like it's like a classic rocket ship. Like with the red fins in my mind, but I don't know.
Draw the Razor Crest from after episode 6 in Mandalorian season 2.
I feel like that exact joke has been made like 3 times, I think.
Yeah, especially in like Lego. Oh, you know what step 6 of the set is? Oh, it's to turn into rubble.
I feel like we just talked about that joke like last time.
Listen, Hawkeye, I'm not saying you're not funny. Let's dial it up.
Let's dial. All right, I'm gonna do this rocket. So let me switch over to where do we go? Oh, and also I started watching Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat movie. I'm not done.
I heard that was poo-poo.
I'm not done. I've got like 30 minutes left, and I'm enjoying it. I've laughed several times, and I love the corniness of it a lot. So it's why is it not drawing? What are you not? Come on now. What are you doing? Where's what? It's not working.
Your tablet's not working anymore?
It's just not applying anything.
Oh boy.
That's weird. Let me try a new layer. I just reinstalled. Oh, that's why. Dang it. Because I have something selected. Stupid. All right. All right. All right.
Yeah, Ninja. Oh, laughing at Mortal Kombat. I don't think that's what they were going for. I don't think so either.
But I liked it because it's like they say, like Kano beats the guy. He's like, Kano wins. And I'm like, ah. And what's his name? The guy, Liu Kane, I guess. He's like, flawless victory. I'm like, ah. But I'm not like laughing in like a bad way. I'm like entertained. I'm very entertained. Like,
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, that's like what I expected from this. I didn't expect like some timeless piece of cinematic history.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I expect to watch. It's like Godzilla versus Kong. I expect to watch this and see people beat each other up in like crazy, maybe grotesque ways. And there has been some of that, but I'm not finished with it. I still have, I think 40-ish minutes left of it, but I've enjoyed it. It's what I expected it to be.
That's good.
And that guy was, Kano has been hilarious. He keeps it like he is like he reminds me of the whole Captain Boomerang and Suicide Squad. Like he just says like inappropriate things at the wrong times, but it's funny. Like I do not think it's a horrible movie. I've not. That being said, I haven't finished it. I do not think it's awful.
Hey, if you're entertained, then
what else can you ask for, right?
Right.
What else can you ask for? Let's see. Of course, I'm doing this in a weird angle, so it's slightly difficult for me to do this. I could just, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to copy and paste it.
There you go.
Because my audience has told me that it's not cheating. I'm being resourceful.
You are using your time efficiently.
Yeah. Admit it, Kevin, you were expecting the Citizen Kane of video game movies. Right? This is going to be it. This is I'm ready to like be moved. But yeah, they keep like and I'm not necessarily giving them credit that it's like clever, but they keep inserting lines from the franchise in the movie, and that's like kind of what I want. Right? It's like flawless victory, test your might, and I'm like, I mean, every time they do it, I'm like, there you go. And they keep like just sprinkling the song in, but it hasn't like hit full force yet. But they keep doing like little tiny like hints at it. Let's see here. Primal Gamer, hello. How are you? Finish him. Yeah, finish him came up. Yep. Finished.
I wonder what little Kevin felt when he watched the Super Mario Brothers movie back in the day.
Oh, I wanted to get taken out of the movie theater. I was like disturbed by it. It was really weird. It was not a good day. I don't mind it now.
I've seen it, and I mean, me being a diehard fan, I guess I'm more disappointed that like, there wasn't just like any passion behind it, Yeah. And the technology just wasn't like what the movie could have and should have been. It was not the right time for it.
It was just such a departure.
Yeah. Live action just doesn't, I mean, today maybe, but not back then. And it goes to show that, if you have the wrong people in charge of a thing, doesn't matter how amazing the thing is, it can still come out bad, which, on the flip side, the recent news about the change up in Star Wars, who's in charge is very, very, very exciting for me. I'm very, very happy about that.
He's a good shepherd. He's a good shepherd.
Yeah, Dave Filoni. I trust that man with Star Wars more than anyone else. George Lucas, Kathleen Kennedy, more than anyone. That guy, more than qualified. I'm very, very happy about that.
Oh, yeah, that is crazy, Joseph. I think I heard that about Guy working on that movie. There's also Tommy Williamson, who's the guy that runs the Brick Nerd. He has done like Hollywood stuff for a long time. I think his like list of projects he's been on is pretty exhaustive, and there's like clips of him and like behind the scenes stuff that I've seen before. I'm like, hey, look, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And of course, most people know Angus McLean works at Pixar. It's always kind of fun to see his name pop up.
Who's Angus McLean?
He is animation director at Pixar, but he's also Lego fan. He did the Cube Dude stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he gave me a tour of Pixar many years ago, and that was pretty amazing, actually.
Oh, I'm sure.
He took me into his office, and he's like, here, I'll show you how I do a storyboard. And he just like drew out an animated Buzz Lightyear for me like in 5 minutes. It's like, oh,
that is like watching I don't even know, like a Da Vinci at work.
It was wild because it was just, I mean, it was rough, but it was like so quick, and it was exactly the characters.
And
he's
you
like,
know,
here.
you know better than anyone that works at Disney, like they go through like the ringer, and you need to get it exact every single time.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for the follow, Cranky Bricks. Sorry, over on Twitch. Appreciate it. Yeah, and it was great because obviously Pixar is not open to the public. So there's nothing you can. I mean, you can stand at the gate, and people stand at the gate all the time and take pictures. But I went behind the gate and went in their office, and they have a store in there too. They have a company store, which is kind of cool. All kinds of, as you would expect, Pixar merchandise and like jackets and shirts and things that you can't get anywhere.
Of course.
All right, I'm going to do a little space behind the rocket. I think that seems appropriate. Done that usually when I do space stuff.
I'm very excited for movies coming out soon. Marvel animated movies. I'm just excited to watch stuff and do stuff again.
Yeah. Did you get your second dose yet?
June 6th, I think.
Gotcha.
The first Saturday in June. So yeah.
Almost there, man.
Yes, sir. And then I'll be all ready to rock and roll. And yeah.
Cool. All right, do some stars back here. Yes. Hawkeye's like, I used the Razor Crest joke last week too. See, I knew it. I'm like, I know we've heard this before. If it's not open, it's just open to the store is just there for the employees.
The employees, their friends, their family, similar to Lego.
Yep. Cranky Bricks didn't realize it. Yeah, all the places. Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. But I appreciate the follow, and wherever you're watching, I appreciate it.
Mike, I'm pretty sure the Pizza Planet truck was suggested last time.
Oh, it was. Yeah. So this is another, like, we did vehicles before, and I don't do that super often, but like there's a couple topics that could clear, like film, television, like you could do them over and over and over again. And so Brian and I talked, and I'm on board with trying to not repeat any of the ones from last time. And yeah, Pizza Planet was in like the warm up stage, I remember, but it was drawn. Okay, and now
Kevin, you will have to entertain the chat. I'll be back in just a few moments.
Yes, it's just me now, ladies and gentlemen. You've done it. You done did it. Alone with the artist. Oops, that's not what I want. I want to go on top. That's crooked, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, it is. There we go. Just about to finish this one up, and then we'll do another one. It does have 3, yes, but it'd be like, I don't like the way. So, okay. All right. I was looking at the picture, and it did have 3, but the way the artist did it, it was like not even. It looked really weird. Because it was like this. Look, Here we go, the rocket. It was like one's here, and one's here. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It would be like perfectly, like if you're looking at it from aerial view, they'd be separated out, equal amount. And so this one would be like right behind the blast. That's why I didn't put it there, because it'd be behind it. Because it looked weird. I was like, it looks like definitely slanty and odd having it like two on one side. Did I just make, I don't know. I don't even remember. All right, let me shrink the spaceship. You can go right there. You can go right there, spaceship. That's a great red rocket, Kevin. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. Props for the rocket noises. The Ishi Muru from Dead Space. I recognize that name. Video game, right? Maybe. See you later, Deanna. Thanks for being here. Still waiting for my first vaccine. My age group keeps getting bumped down the list. Oh, that's a shame. Hopefully soon. Okay, let me look back through the... Okay, it is a... Okay. Yeah, neat. Take a look at some of these. Oh, yeah, some of these, I have no idea what these are, so let me look up what some of these are here for a second. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. That one is the Star Wars one. Let's see. I think I'm not going to do that one only because we did an entire episode dedicated to Star Wars a couple episodes ago. Or last week, right? Last week was Star Wars. Let's see. I'd love to see a resurgence of retro rocket design and spacecraft design in sci-fi. Yeah, that'd be neat. He just did it again. I did it again? Let me look up what the Dead Space ship looks like too. Ishi Muru. This is not a spaceship. I think I need to be more specific, I guess. Dead Space. Oh, wow. That thing is intense. If Kevin was in the Cars universe, says Mike. What car would I be? A gummy bear on wheels. Let's see. Who has not had something drawn for them yet? Oh, you know what? Nick was complaining the other day that I don't ever draw anything for him anymore. What do you want, Nick? This is your chance. Ghost frickin' talking. Did you say the Munsters vehicle, right? Or did I imagine that? Yeah, Brian suggested Lightning McQueen in the beginning. Oh, I should turn off this. I should turn off this comment. There we go. Oh, I didn't see this comment earlier. You could do the Death Star. It's a space station. Okay, I'll do that. Jeff, you get stuff drawn for you all the time. Nick specifically goes out of his way to tell me I don't draw stuff for him. Let's do this one. Is it called Dragula? Is that the name of that Munsters car? Or am I putting two things together? or monsters. I mean, I don't care. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. All right. Oh, the Dragula is the other one that's like a coffin with the gold coffin. Because I'm looking at this picture and it's got both of them on it. Let's see. Cranky Bricks. Love the ship, though. Thank you. Yeah, we got a bunch of good stuff here today. All about vehicles. All right. I wanted to do not characters today. I tend to do a lot of characters. The Viking longship. Yeah, it's a Zelda, a boat from the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker video game. Because we needed something for the water. And Joseph Zawada knows my weakness for Zelda stuff. Although I'm kind of surprised, Joseph, I have not been selling any of my Zelda stickers. It's kind of a shame. You never know. You never know with the stickers. It's always a total gamble every single time. I'm hoping that maybe when Nintendo does something, people will buy them. Maybe.
What's Nintendo doing?
I was saying I have had zero luck in selling the Zelda stickers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is in the Zelda anniversary celebration, I think, is really going to push that right now. Unfortunately, anything gaming in general is just like back burner.
Holding pattern.
The world by storm.
This, I think, actually, this needs to be longer in the front. This vehicle is one that I know I have drawn before, but I wasn't necessarily super pleased with it. So I don't mind doing this one again to try to make it look better. Why did you choose a locomotive? Yes, that was specifically because you had mentioned that, Jeff. So if that helps with the record keeping, that was top of mind when I was like, oh, let me do a train, because you had mentioned train yesterday.
So what did you talk about with chat while I was gone?
We talked about, what did we talk about? Did we talk?
Is there anything I can share insight on, and I'll steer the conversation maybe?
I know we talked. I don't remember what we talked about.
We said something. Got stream brain?
Yeah.
I get that all the time.
Yeah, you for sure get it. 100%.
Somebody will tell me something and then an hour later be like, hey, do you remember me being there? I'm like, what? Who?
My favorite is when you just straight up say, no, I didn't. And it's like, no, like there's not even a debate. You're like, no, I didn't. Like, well, you did. That's okay if you don't remember.
Well, because a lot of people say I do a lot of things, you know?
That's true.
I can't be held accountable for all the things I do. Come on now.
I liked your haircut, and I thought it was funny because I didn't notice anything about it until you told me to look and notice this thing about it.
All right. All right.
I was like, oh, I see that now.
So I knew when I'm in the chair, I'm like, all right, this girl doesn't care, but I'm not. Anything is better than what I have right now. Almost anything is better than what I got right now.
Fair.
So I'm just going to roll with it.
Yep.
And, you know, I appreciate when I go to a hairstylist, they're like, all right, what do you want? Okay, this is what would suit your head shape, and like, cool, let's go with this. Let's try this. But like, there was none of that. It was just like, what do you want? Oh, okay. And then, you know, improv from there. And it was just not a very invested haircut, which is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. I've only gone a couple times in my life to like a proper barber and not like a Great Clip / Supercut /
Sure.
all those kind of places, which is what I normally do. And I've gone with the hopes that I'm going to get someone that's like super like invested and they want to like, let me tell you what I think would be best for you. Like what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And the few times I've gone, that hasn't happened. And so I'm like, well, I don't really have a reason to not just keep going to these cheap places I go to.
It just depends on the person. It doesn't matter whether you go to a stylist, a barber, or otherwise. It really just depends. And I've had great experiences at like a Supercuts before. Because it's one of those places, that doesn't matter at all. It just depends on who you get and if they care, if they don't care, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You people and your haircuts. Yeah, Nick just shaves his head. Do you have to shave your head? No, you're not like naturally bald, Nick, right? You're not like you have to actively shave your head.
I would have shaved it again, but my grandmother was very upset, very, very upset when I shaved my head. I can't do that to her. I can't. So
is that Susan?
That's Susan.
I love that I know that because how often you say her name.
Yeah, that's her. She's like, you better not shave that head. I'm like, I won't. Don't worry.
This tires. I'll fix that later.
My mother wanted me to shave it. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
That's funny. Grandma Susan. Did she get the picture that she wanted?
My grandparents are still living the Florida dream until middle of June.
Oh, okay. All right. I want this picture. I want to frame it.
Yeah, she wants the quarantine cast picture too that Ray did. At least my little cutout.
Just cut you out.
Well, I mean, she's never watched the show. She doesn't care about Beyond the Brick. She's like, oh, that looks like you. I'm like, yeah, it does.
Papa B, head shaving is a few minutes and no work drying hair after a shower. Easy mode. Nick, I do have to shave. Otherwise, I'd have the horseshoe thing. Like the Bill Murray, harsh widow's peak going on. See you later, Chaser the guy. I would be caught dead in a Supercut, says Joseph Swan. Well, Joseph.
Well, Joseph Zawada's a diva. He needs the exclusive upper echelon, whatever you call it.
For sure.
I don't mind a Supercuts. It's fine. Like
it really is. It really is fun.
I don't have my look enough together to justify going to a barber to get the the lineup on the beard and the blah 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 blah. Like if I'm doing a wedding or something, then yeah, sure. But otherwise,
I always I love watching those videos and stuff you see like on Instagram of people that get like these great transformative haircut and like beard trim or style or whatever. And I'm always like, maybe one day I'll get something cool like this. But yeah, it just hasn't so far for me. Like I said, I've only gone a couple times and it just doesn't. I'm like, all right, I'll just keep going where I go because they cut my hair. That's the end of it.
So someone gave Pink Wheels a mullet one time, an experienced hairdresser. Yeah, it really just depends on the person. It really does.
That sounds kind of awful.
Yeah, I would be miffed. And especially, if you're getting your hair dyed and
the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Dang.
I have a friend of mine that cuts hair and she's always been excellent, but I haven't talked to her in a while. And I'm like, I don't want to be the first thing I talk to her about. Is like, oh, can you give me a haircut? I'm like, nah. So whatever. I have a wedding in July that I'm in. So I'm going to get it cleaned up about a week before then, and then I'll be fine.
Is it, are you going somewhere to go do it? Or is it just local?
It's local, but I rented a hotel room with a couple other people just so we don't travel and, keep it all together.
Oh, I got you.
Party hard,
it definitely seems like it. That's July, you said?
Yeah, July 3rd. So July 4th is the Sunday.
Real barbers use the straight razor.
Yeah.
I didn't even see anything wrong with it. Yeah, exactly. I was the same way. I was like, what's wrong with it? And then you pointed out, I'm like, oh, well, that's wrong with it.
Yep, the sideburns and the fade.
But I wouldn't have noticed it.
Yeah, from the front, it's fine.
Would not
have
read
the sides. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm already feeling a lot better about this Munsters mobile than I did the last one, so that's good. So this one might be this one could go onto the list of like, I did it. It's done. Let's get these big old pipes over here. Come with these exhaust pipes. Did you ever watch the Munsters?
No, because I'm not 50.
Well, that was fun. Good talk.
No, I'm kidding. No,
They used-
I haven't seen it. No.
They used to show it on Nick at Night, which is
Yeah.
the only way I would see it. I mean, all the like quote unquote old shows that I watched was because they played them on Nick at Night, and they played quite a few. They played I Love Lucy. They played Dick Van Dyke. They played The Brady Bunch, Munsters. They played a lot of stuff on Nick at Night, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I wasn't really watching a lot of other stuff. That was also like Nickelodeon in its heyday, not like there was a period of time where like Nickelodeon was where it was at, and Cartoon Network was kind of disappointing. It had like one or two things that were cool, but like you didn't live on Cartoon Network. You lived on Nickelodeon. That was where it was at. And then something happened, and then Cartoon Network became that network that kids like lived on, and it was like always great. And Nickelodeon had a couple things that were cool. And now I feel like maybe they're both kind of equally okay and not okay at the same time.
So I've kind of wanted to dive back into watching animated shows recently because like I talked on my podcast recently about like the pipe dream that I have, like what do I want to shoot for, long term, whatever. And I talked about I would love to see like a Brix O'Brien cartoon of some kind, animated show, not necessarily like all about me, but like the adventures of a character who is from a video game world living in it, and whatever that would be, like that idea. And like I haven't watched many cartoons that are from the 2020s at all, so I'm like, what's the animation style? How is it different from when I grew up? And obviously it's night and day. There's a lot of CGI stuff, there's a lot of whatever, but I want to take a dive back in.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I don't know if I really watched a lot of newer stuff either.
Because I know we went through the phase of it, like the Adventure Time, Rick and Morty, where all the limbs were like noodles, and
yeah,
that was a whole thing.
That was
and now everything has like a round bulbous head pointing to one side, and there's definitely phases through the years for sure.
Yeah, it's like what art college let out all the good talent recently.
Yeah. Right. And Infinity Train, Gravity Falls, Steven Universe. Yeah. Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, that style of like big teeth with like a very specific rounded head shape. Yeah. Oh no, Jeff. I will be writing the script. I need full control in everything I do. You know this, Jeff.
For your animated show.
The hardest part about that will not even necessarily be writing it, but writing the Bible for it. That's going to be very difficult. Like establishing how every one of the characters operates, what they do and don't do, like that to me is the most interesting part of the process. And like if I wanted to get it pitched to a studio or something, that's what I would need to present. Like what makes this unique? What's the driving force? What's the whatever,
I've told you before, right, that I had a cartoon pitched to Cartoon Network once upon a time.
I don't think you did.
It obviously didn't happen, but it was in college. I did character design and storyboards for a cartoon, and the guy that I was working on with it, he actually did fly to Cartoon Network Studios and did an official pitch. And he invited me to go with him, but I would have to pay my own way, and I was a college kid. So there you go. I was like, all right, I'm out. But here you go, do it. But it was exciting, even for the brief moments that were like waiting with bated breath. But it did not come to pass.
Yeah.
But I've never really shared the artwork from that, because I was like, oh well, not like I wasn't proud of it. I just never really. It was like for a thing, and a thing never happened. Right. So I never actively shared that stuff, but I should probably one day share it. All right. I am happy with this, but I think it needs to be stretched a little bit. And let's see if this works. It's probably not going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's okay. It just needed to get stretched out a little bit. It was a little like squished.
Can you draw something during the color segment that has color, please?
I did a red rocket and
All
this
right.
red boat
All right.
and this
But-
white and
You're not hearing me here. Draw something with color.
all right, you find me something next then. It can't be super complicated though, because there's only like 15 minutes left.
Wow, that's crazy. Time flies.
While I finish coloring this black vehicle.
One final suggestion, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Something super colorful. Actually, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I think this is exactly what happened last time, and that's why Steve did the last one, which was the hot air balloon, and I put like a rainbow balloon top on it.
Yeah.
And that was actually a really nice way to end it.
Oh, we're speaking of animations and whatnot. You could do the Reptar car.
That's definitely colorful, right?
Yeah.
There's some color in that. Throw some gold. Get the gold. I like gold. My stomach's starting to growl. I know it's that time. It is the time. All right, let's do the red for the seats. Dun, 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 dun,
Mystery
dun,
Machine.
dun,
That's
dun,
a solid
dun,
one.
dun,
Oh, there's a
dun.
lot of gold in here. All right, cool. I thought it was just all black and white.
Yeah, there's like a lot of gold and chrome, but the bulk
That's
of the vehicle is black. Let's see.
If you need recent recommendations for animated shows, I will, Isabel. Give me like all across the board. I've been curious to see some stuff. And Brian's animated show sounds like Captain N right now. Yeah, I would obviously try to make it as unique as possible. I mean, yeah.
It'll be great. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's a interesting process, but I think a coloring book would come. No, a coloring book. I already have that.
You already did that.
Yeah, that's already established. A book / a comic of some kind would come next before an animation. But alas.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Rugrats, did you happen to see anything trailer wise for the new Rugrats?
I think I've seen just still images.
They came out with a trailer for Rugrats using 3D graphics instead of just 2D cells.
Yeah. Is it good? Does it look good?
So
that's gonna be a no.
well, hold on, no. So when I saw it, I'm like, why does it look weird? It just looks weird. What's the issue here?
Yeah.
And then I looked at the original animation. I'm like, oh, this show does look weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty accurate translation. All right. It's like modernized. It's got the same character. A lot of the same voice actors, actually. I don't know how that works because I don't know.
I mean, they were adults when they did it the first time, so they're still adults now.
True. So, yeah, a lot of the same voice actors. The character designs look pretty identical, and you know the style is updated for today's audiences. But I loved Rugrats as a kid.
You know, I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah,
but if I recall correctly, didn't it have that style where it's almost kind of constantly shaky?
Yes,
right. Like it's just slightly kind of like Doug. Like there's a couple like Rocko's Modern Life where it's just like it's drawn in a way where it's almost like it's constantly shaking.
Right.
Which is not bad. That's an art style of its own. Who else did that? Like Home Movies, I think, did that like the most. If you guys ever watched Home Movies, like that one really it played into the whole shaking thing.
Yeah.
Why is that being weird right there in that tire? Oh,
Hawkeye Lego Man saying that it's weird because we don't imagine them in 3D. No, that wasn't even the weird part. It's just the color choice and the lighting engine that they use for the 3D graphics is just odd. But it's not bad. It's just weird. It doesn't look bad at all, actually. What was your favorite cartoons growing up?
So my mother told me that when I was really young, Inspector Gadget was like my favorite. I don't really remember watching it at all, but I was told that was my favorite. But then when I can remember watching cartoons, I loved all the like classic Nickelodeon stuff. So Rocker's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, I mean Rugrats was in there. All Real Monsters. And yeah, I remember seeing Dragon Ball Z, and that changed my life. I was like, oh no. And Pokemon was awesome. Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z were the two shows I remember going out of my way to learn how to use our family's VCR so I could record episodes when I was at school. Those were like the ones that I'm like, I can't miss the new episode of Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, those were like it. All right. What did you find something that's going to be good for something colorful last?
I mean, I like the Reptar car for it being bright green. Obviously a Mario Kart you have not done, I don't think ever.
No, I don't think I've ever done anything Mario Kart related. That's true. Oh, let me fix one thing that I don't like on this. Oh, whoops. I already merged those layers together. That's okay. I want to put the white in the middle of this glass here. There we go. All right. Gargoyles and yeah, Batman the Animated Series and Justice League. Those were great. That's oh, maybe it got mixed up with my sister. I mean, I don't dislike Inspector Gadget. I'm just like, okay, I guess so. But I don't remember like loving it. But apparently I did. I don't know. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Maybe I did not. How many do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take away the warm up, so 11. Yeah, we're doing good, folks. So last one, like 12 minutes left. MS Paint. Yeah. Oh, home movies look like it was made on MS Paint. It was great though. It was so good. Comedy gold. Yeah, home movies, and then what was the Dr. Katz on Comedy Central? Those were the ones that were like the most shaky. Check your appendix. Yeah, no, it's gone now. Brian suggested the Lightning McQueen, actually.
That would have been cool as a color one. Actually, I should have saved that. Oh well.
Let me turn that comment off. Okay, yeah. So what do we got? One more left. I mean, I guess we could. I feel like I'm pretty certain I've done the Mystery Machine before and colored it. I think
you absolutely have. 100%.
I think it was. I think Joey requested it during the Patreon one. I think is what it was. But it's a nice color one. But I've done that for sure. Let's see. Join the Comic Cabal. Raymond. Let's see. Something not red or black and white would probably be ideal. Let me look up what this Phoenix from Battle of the Planets. Wait, I've done that, right? Isn't that the plane that's on fire?
Oh, you know what you could do? Oh, do we have Star Wars on here? No,
because I did a Star Wars episode last week.
Oh, you could have done the Gungan sub. I still got that tab pulled up.
Yeah, I actually looked at that too because I forgot when you walked away, and I'm like, oh, but I just did Star Wars last week. I did a whole episode on Star Wars. Okay, let's see what Yoshi looks like on Mario on a cart. Yoshi cart.
Also, for context, anybody curious, I've decided what looks weird about the Rugrats reboot is that they look like clay. It's like a clay sort of art style.
Oh, that can be really bad or really good.
Yeah.
I remember when Aardman Studios transitioned, the studios that does like Wallace and Gromit, when they transitioned to CGI for a lot of their stuff, that first movie that I remember seeing was Flushed Away with like the rats in the sewer or whatever. And I was really impressed. I said, wow, this actually looks great. Like I was really worried that it was going to look too obviously dumb, or not dumb, but like I could tell the difference. And it was CGI, but the way they did it made it look just like the way they had like put like the fingerprints and stuff in it was just, it was actually really good. I felt much more at ease after I watched that movie, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll all be okay. So I'm doing this based on a toy. I'm looking at a reference, and it's a toy for sure. So who knows how accurate this is to the game? No idea.
Isabel actually did an internship at Aardman, and actually physically moving the clay frame by frame was such a process. Well, that's really cool.
That's amazing. That's astonishing. What a fun opportunity. I hope it was I mean, you know, just said that was tedious, but hopefully it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, so like I'll mention this last thing and then I'll drop it because we don't need to talk about Rugrats this much.
I swear, I thought you were going to talk about NFTs. No. How are we going in NFTs?
No, but like Chucky's hair looks like it's made out of paper. But like the dog's fur looks like fur. You know, lots of little things like that give it that kind of toyish art style. But
yeah,
it's always so interesting what a show goes with for an art style, and it can either totally work or totally not.
Yeah, absolutely. Make or break it, man. Make or break it. Yeah, that one's off.
You know,
perspective is off.
I never realized, like, so as a kid, I watched Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, but you know, now I'm hearing about like the Batman animated series, Spider-Man, and how good they are, but they never, ever, ever, ever hit my radar ever as a kid.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't know why. It just never did.
Yeah,
the channel that they aired on or what it was, but
yeah, I feel like Batman and Justice League and Superman, I think that was like on the WB channel.
Yeah, I remember that actually. So for context of where I was at with my childhood, my Green Lantern was John Stewart. And I never knew that there was like a white Green Lantern. I always thought it was John Stewart all the way through.
Yeah. That was my first Green Lantern, I think. And I thought that's who he is for me too. Like that's
absolutely
Green Lantern. And I really hate the Guy Gardner one, but I think you're supposed to. I think that's like his character thing is you're supposed to hate him because he's really obnoxious. The guy that's got like the red, like weird flat top kind of hair style. He's got like a jacket. I don't know. I remember talking to somebody about this and they're like, oh yeah, you're kind of supposed to hate him. He's like, not. I'm like, he's obnoxious.
Batman animated series was on Fox Kids when it started and moved to WB with Superman.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. And hello, Space Hunting Brick Studio. Thank you for joining in and dropping some knowledge for us. Appreciate that. Okay, I guess I need to actually put Yoshi in here.
Did you know they actually recorded some John Stewart Green Lantern scenes for the Snyder Cut, but didn't make it?
I don't think I did know that. No. Yeah, that wasn't I enjoyed it. It's just like, man, so long.
It is
Like,
very long.
I could never, I don't think, do that in a single sitting in a theater. It was just like, it took me 4 days of watching that to get through it.
Right. No,
But
absolutely.
it was enjoyable. It was like, I felt like it was a cohesive film. It's
Mm.
like, oh, I get it. Oh, yeah, yep. This all makes sense. But it was just a lot.
Reminds me of the Sony and Disney problems with Spider-Man joining the Avengers. Yeah, but money talks, man. Money talks. Through and through.
Companies always find a way. And usually it is money fueled, but they find a way.
Yeah.
Rules are only rules until they don't want them to be rules anymore.
Yep.
It's like, sometimes that's a difficult lesson for a lot of people to understand. But it's like, the rules that you think are rules in your head only apply because you think they apply. And when the companies don't want them to apply anymore, believe me, they won't apply anymore. It's really just that easy.
Spider-Man joining the Avengers gave Sony to make Venom, so I'm on board for it.
Yeah, you know what? That's something I haven't seen that I still need to see. I hadn't seen the first Venom movie.
Venom is, I think, I don't want to say better than Wonder Woman 84, but definitely different in tone. And I'm very surprised for the sequel. Like, very, very, very surprised they're doing Carnage. I never thought we'd see a Carnage anything ever mainstream.
Yeah, isn't he like crazy brutal and like
horrifically like sadistic and very awful? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, as a child, he burned down the orphanage he was in bad.
Yeah.
They probably won't roll with, but maybe they will. Who knows?
Snyder's love letter to slow. Yeah, he did like slow-mo in that for sure. I noticed that. And it also seemed like there was a heck of a lot more slow motion like in the beginning, and then it stopped halfway through. Like it was like, all right, we're done. Like when it actually gets to the fight, there was very little slow motion.
Right.
We just want a slow motion take my shirt off. That was the one that I think I eye rolled. But I was like, are we slow motion watching Jason Momoa take his shirt off?
Mm.
We are indeed.
Yeah, and I know Jeff had all pointed to Carnage in the first movie. I just didn't think they would do it. At least with MCU standards and movies making them PG-13. Obviously, it's rated R, so that's better.
It's it's all the same thing now, isn't it? Like, hasn't there been enough acquisitions now where it is now technically all the same thing?
What do you mean?
Like Sony is that who owns who? Is it like,
okay?
Does Fox own Sony?
No.
Sony's its own thing.
Sony is its own independent entity. Disney owns Fox. Fox had the Deadpool character, all the various X-Men, Fantastic Four, some whatever characters as well. But for the sake of the argument, mutants and Fantastic Four. Sony owns select Spider-Man villains and heroes that are separate from what Marvel can use. So although Iron Man appears in Spider-Man comics, Marvel still owns Iron Man. So it's not just like anything Spider-Man touches. So characters, I believe, such as like the Sinister Six, that whole ensemble, Black Cat, Venom, whatever, that whole era, that subsection of Marvel that pertains closer to Spider-Man, that's all held by Sony.
No.
So they have the rights to do whatever they want with the characters. So
there still is some separations,
yes,
but it's decreasing year by year.
So it's decreasing in the sense that Sony has lent out Spider-Man in a joint operation with Marvel Cinematic, the studio, Disney, to make Spider-Man be in the Avengers and be coherent with the current MCU lineup. Yeah. But Sony reserves the right to make their own movies a part of the Spider-Man verse to run in conjunction with the Spider-Man character and can make references to the Avengers or Stan Lee or whatever, but it's not a part of the Infinity Saga box collection available that Marvel promotes, if that makes sense.
Okay. Gotcha.
So unfortunately, you're never going to get a situation where you have everything from the MCU, including Spider-Man, on Disney Plus, because that's going to go to HBO, Netflix. It's Netflix now. It'll go to Netflix, whoever, but not Marvel, not Disney.
Not yet.
Not yet, but I mean, they
Disney
are
will just
pretty.
keep buying.
You know, who knows?
Just keep on buying. Keep on acquiring all these other things. That's what I thought it had all like. I thought it had all folded up to Disney yet, or had already all folded up into Disney
not quite.
at this point.
It's all business, and I'm sure there's a certain percentages and what you can and can't do, and blah 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 blah. But
business. All right. Oh, look at this, and it's already past 1. But this is perfect timing because I'm just about done with this. This was a good one to end on because it's kind of easy.
I'm very excited for Spider-Man 3, and I really can't believe what the launch lineup for the Marvel movies this year is, because we went from having no movies for basically 2 years, now going to having a movie come out once every other month on top of the other shows and whatnot. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is the moment of truth where you see with any company or business or brand or anything, did you actually use the time you had to do something and make some kind of strategy? You can't control the world plummeting into chaos, but it's not like people weren't working at all. They were working at home. And so it's like, did you do anything in that time? Did you plan? Did you re-strategize? Or did you just sit around and go, oh, well?
And it's also key for Marvel because Endgame was like the capstone for a lot of the, fair weather, audience. So now how much of that is going to be retained after, a year of no movies? I know we have Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, whatever, but that doesn't hold the same weight as Endgame, obviously. So like how much of that audience is going to carry over and still like it,
There we go. There's our Yoshi on the car. Like I said, I base this on a toy, so who knows if that's real, but it's a Hot Wheels Yoshi car.
Yeah.
Yoshi. All right. That's it. That's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. 3 hours has come and gone. Yeah, that doodle was definitely needed. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's take a tour. Let me turn off this comment that's on the screen currently. Where are you? There we go. Okay. So today was all about vehicles, to kind of get a step away a little bit from the character heavy stuff, which we did successfully. We've got the Wright brothers plane right there. And then we've got the Gravedigger monster truck. Over here is the Munsters car. Yeah, I like that one a lot more. I can consider this one done now. It's like this has been drawn. And we've got this. This is the rocket from 1010. And this is a very specific car. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but this is from Pink Wheels. It's someone's specifics rally car, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll put that when I save it out, I'll put the proper name on it. This was the train I did when I was just warming up. It's just a Google image of a train. Here's the cat bus from My Neighbor Totoro. Here's the Joker mobile. Look at that face. That's great. So this is the old school Joker mobile from the comics. Here's Lightning McQueen. This is a 1965 Shelby something. Shelby, yes. I don't speak car. Here's the Tron bike. And we've got the King of Red Lions boat from The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And we've got Yoshi on a cart from the Mario Kart series. And is that it? Yeah. That's all of them. There we go. Cobra. Thank you, Jeff. There we go. That's what it was. I knew it was something. So this is our vehicle stream. So yeah, thank you guys again for being here and hanging out for this time. Brian, is there anything you want to share, promote, plug before we wrap?
I'll say that for anybody who is in my neck of the woods across the internet, there is a special collaboration that myself and Mr. Kevin Hinkle will be doing next Friday night on twitch.tv/BricksO'Brien. If you want to tune in for that, you certainly can. 7 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be some shenanigans and drawing afoot.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
There will be more details very soon.
Yes.
Very soon. As soon as you say anything, I'll just start saying things. I'll just wait for you. But yeah, next Friday, that'll be fun. Thanks for being here and helping me out. Appreciate it.
Of course.
And for everybody else, thank you guys again for being here and watching the stream live. As another reminder, if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, if you're watching over there, please hit the sub button, hit the like. If you're watching on Twitch or on Facebook, throw me a follow. If you enjoyed the show today, let me know. Click the thumbs up. I know I got to say it, otherwise you don't do it. So click the thumbs up and join us again next week. The Doodle Stream airs every Friday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, unless otherwise noted. And next Friday is going to be the last Friday of the month, which means it will be a multiplayer episode, which means there will be a guest artist on stream with me. So that announcement will come when I set up the stream. So in the next 24 to 48 hours, you'll get to find out who's the guest artist next time. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.